Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is The Island, and it appears under another name in a collection entitled Monophobia. It was written by Mark Chiddix and Marcus DeBone. Originally, it was written for a single character, but I've adapted it for a few more. I'll put the original title in the credits at the end. It's a short game, but I think that we're going to try to make it last at least 2 episodes. This is episode 1. So without any further delays, let's begin our journey into the darkness. In 1933, King Kong hit the screens to great success. Since then, Hollywood has been buzzing with rumors of a second film. The year is 1935. You and your crew have been sent to the South Pacific to scout for a new filming location. You are currently on the island of Pohnpei, the largest of the Caroline Islands. It's a chain that spans over 2,000 miles and is composed of hundreds of uncharted islands. Since the late 1800s, Pohnpei was under German governance, but 15 years ago it was turned over to Japan. However, aside from a small military base, most of the population are natives. There is no tourism yet, so things are not yet very luxurious at all. But the weather is warm and tropical, and aside from an occasional sprinkle of rain, the weather is fine. You only arrived yesterday, flying in from the Philippines, and you've set up a base of operations in an old German-built hotel run by a large, plump native woman that everyone calls Mama Awanda. This morning, your main goal is to find a pilot to fly you and your crew on a tour of the surrounding islands and hopefully locate a good spot to film. And take it away. You do have to unmute.
So part of what we do as location scouts is that we do a lot of writing letters and telegramming ahead before we arrive places. This is a unique challenge because it's a particularly remote place. So what I did was I sent letters to the Japanese authority on the island asking for any recommendations prior to our arrival as to things that we would need, like the transportation that got us from our landing spot to the hotel. And then now I would probably have made a request to see if there was a commercial pilot we could contact once we arrived.
All right. Communication with the mainland is virtually impossible. There is no telegraph. There's no telephone.
Okay.
And any letter writing would have been done months and months ago.
All right.
Because they might know that you're here, but yeah, whether you got any. So you're basically, you picked the place, when you got off the airplane and walked up the docks, there was what looked like sort of a hotel. And it's not a top of the line hotel. It's kind of a rundown, native run place. Mama Awanda is the one in charge.
Maybe we could check with the building hotel management, Mr. Meeks. What do you think?
Sounds like a great idea.
Just Madam Awanda.
Oh,
I mean,
Madam
Mama Awanda.
Mama
Okay.
Awanda. So I was going to ask Mama Awanda if she would let me take a photo of her.
Of course, my dear. Of course. She's a big, large native
So
woman.
I started unloading equipment from wherever we came from. We came by plane, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, you all have rooms, and they're nice. They're okay. They have windows, but the windows stay open all the time because the temperature, there's no air conditioning. However, you also know, just from statistics, most of the island is Roman Catholic by this time, and the crime rate on the island is 0. They've got, maybe a couple of constables, but it's like they've got a 2-person jail and nothing. Nobody has anything to steal on the islands.
Right.
Is there a dining room at the hotel?
Not really. There's a downstairs where there's some overhead fans, and Mama Wanda will supply you with whatever you need, breakfast or lunch.
I'll just be sitting in there having breakfast, but smoking a cigar while these guys take care of
I'll
that
join
kind of stuff.
Floyd. I will join Floyd. It is hot, so it is seersucker suit and straw hat weather.
And I'm like, Marv, give me a hand, man. These things are heavy.
Here, let's help you out.
Oh, this
Oh,
humidity.
where are these going, Manny?
Oh, well, you got to bring them to the rooms at least. This humidity is going to be killer on this equipment.
Yeah. All right. I'll go to the upstairs first.
So while I'm taking a picture of Mama Owanda, I will ask her if she knows of anybody on the island that flies.
Oh yeah,
planes.
the mail comes back and forth with seaplanes. If you head back to the docks where you probably came from, you may see a couple of seaplanes there. Just ask them. They should, if they're not doing anything, they'll take you.
Well, thank you very much.
So we have any idea what kind of spots we're aiming for here?
I believe the direction was jungle.
Well, I think that I'm, as far as the pecking order here, let's just get things straight. I think that the reason that they've sent me the director of photography for this film is because of it's such a remote location that Peter didn't want to come down here personally, and since Telegram is limited, I will be able to approve whatever shots and locations that I do see that I'm interested in. And of course, Mr. Stone, your photography, the Clark Gable outlays that I saw for Variety, I was very impressed. I'm glad
thank
you're
you.
along on this.
Yes, no, I've heard that there are some planes on the dock, so I'm here to take some pictures, and apparently I'll just don't worry, Mr. Meeks or Mr. Floyd, I'll just do your jobs as well.
Wow.
Thank you.
And with that, I'm gonna go walk towards the docks, take
Just remember-
pictures of the.
Just remember who's writing the checks.
Not you.
That's true.
It's not you
I'll give
either,
him a toast.
buddy.
Give him a toast with my coffee. I don't know. I mean, I do give him a lot of money.
Well, let's just remember, Mr. Stone, that you're taking the stills that will be in brochures. I am the director of moving pictures, which is actually what this medium is.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Great. I'm
So
glad we have an understanding.
You've had a breakfast of probably eggs and bacon and fruit. There's plenty of
American
tropical
style.
fruit.
American style breakfast.
Mm.
Yummy.
And Vance
Coffee
gets
or
up
tea?
to walk outside down to the docks. They're only 100 yards from where you are.
We have an understanding of what Mary Newland's app is.
Marv.
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 Newland?
Oh, I'm sorry, Marv.
It's all
I
good.
thought it
Marvin.
was
You
Mary.
can call me Marv, whichever. What was the question? I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter anymore. It was just an app question. I thought you were Mary Newland. My apologies.
So, Vance, you walk away from the group and you start down to the docks. As you approach, you can see that there are at least two seaplanes. On one, you can see a young Japanese man who is polishing the outside of his plane with a cloth. The other one, you see the seaplane is sitting there, and there is somebody next to it on the dock itself, just sort of sitting and resting his back against one of the posts on the dock. And both seaplanes sort of rock gently in the water.
Okay, which one will I come across first?
Well, you're walking down a road, and then there's two docks. So
Oh, two docks. All right. Well,
Either
I'll
one.
go. I'll go to the young Japanese guy, and
okay.
I'll greet him in Japanese.
Oh, he's like, hello. What can I do for you?
Hi, I'm here with a American film scouting group. We're looking for somebody that will be able to fly us. Looking to charter a flight across the island, if that's
Oh.
at all possible.
Yes, that's not a problem at all. Where do you want to go?
That's
Are you,
an excellent question. We're looking to get a better deeper into the jungle, away from the community here.
Well, are you looking for? I mean, this island itself doesn't have much in the way of jungle, but there's hundreds of little islands all around us.
Yes. So we'd love to just we want to go
Sure.
to these other islands if you're willing to help us with
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. I can take you. How many?
6.
All right. Yes. If you give me maybe 20 minutes, we can go. And he gives you the price of the equivalent of maybe $40, not $40 in 1930s, but $40 today.
Okay. So not a whole lot. Hey, thank you. Yes, I'll get my team.
All right. So as you guys are sitting there finishing up your breakfast, and Vance comes strolling back.
Hey, so I got us a plane.
Good work.
Oh,
Excellent.
He's leaving in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes.
Wow.
We're starting this off at 11.
All right. Well, not that we need much. This is a scouting mission after all. How many days are we planned to be here, Tom? What's our timetable like?
This kind of a trip, 1930s, you're expected to be here probably for a couple of weeks at least.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So
We
this
can
is
get-
just little.
This is preliminary scouting today.
Yeah.
I figure we look for some likely locations, figure them out on our map, mark them out, and then start narrowing them down one by one as we go through. Freddie and I discussed a little bit that they were looking for a beach, mountain view over the jungle, and some deep jungle locations. I'm going to leave it to the technical guys. Which do you want to pursue first?
I'll be honest. I'd probably rather us go towards any mountainous region before I say anything in the jungle, because I am not enthusiastic about hitting any high humidity spots.
I think that's the entire island. So, but I tend to agree.
Our tech is going to suffer regardless, but I'll do what I can.
It might be the most.
Go
Go ahead,
Go
Freddie.
ahead.
Just to clarify, there are no maps. You might have a map of Pohnpei, but
Right.
90% of the islands out there are completely uncharted.
Well, maybe
Okay.
we could
There's
do
too many.
like a flyby,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of keep an eye sharp out, and then.
I mean,
Exactly.
these pilots are in and out of here every day. I'm sure, we give them a
Luckily,
bit more direction, they'll be able to take us to exactly what we want.
Sure,
Yeah.
but do
Luckily,
the,
I think that with our optics, I've got some new German binoculars. The Germans really know how to make them well. So
excellent.
I should be able to get a very good view, even from in the plane. Exactly. I see we all came prepared.
Well, most of us came prepared. Did you bring binoculars, Mr. Floyd?
Oh, no. I just brought some comforts and some security. Other than that, I'm just here for fun and make sure this all goes well.
All right. So,
So what do you want to bring with you, and what do you want to leave in the hotel for now?
Probably heavy equipment leave behind. This is just like a day
I'll-
trip. So
I'll probably want to take at least one camera with us, just so I can have an idea of how it's going to react to wherever it's going to be.
Okay.
Oh,
I have an
was-
8mm, the small 8mm portable as well.
Portable.
But
So-
security's good here. Oh no, that's right. You were saying that the crime's low, so
Yeah.
so we don't have to worry about our heavy equipment.
I think we'll be fine.
yeah.
So do we want to be landing? Are we going to be landing at a location, because that should alter what we want to bring? If we're going to land, I would assume that we want to be prepared. Like,
Is there a local place we can get stuff from?
I don't know. I mean, that's Marv's. Marv is the on the ground guy. I'm not the on the ground guy. I'm the legal guy. So
Yeah, I haven't been to the island or area we're going to. I'm familiar with this type of terrain, but not this specific site.
okay. So any recommendations we should have with us just for tromping around out if we're going to land in that jungle and tromp around for a couple hours?
Oh, definitely.
Food and water.
Yeah, food, water. Yeah,
Okay.
like a day supply. Like
Those machete
pack.
things that they have.
Yeah, 1 or 2 would be handy. We don't want everyone. You don't want everybody in a line doing that. That could be very dangerous. Usually, but, yeah, a couple, no more than.
All right.
Smart man.
All right.
Well, I'm going to change out of my suit and put on my my light linen shirt, my hat, my rugged khaki pants, and some boots, and get ready to go tramp around in the jungle with the boys. Excellent.
Is there any sort of general store, like someplace that sells just some basic wares?
Yeah, but really, really basic.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sure.
Like what are you looking for?
What they said, basically a day's food, a day's water, maybe some
Water canteens.
Canteens, you know.
Well, you're planning on doing a flying tour.
That's,
Oh, we're not.
Meeks
we're
brought
not
up
planning.
Meeks brought up landing. That's why I was like, oh, okay.
I was asking. Yeah.
Well,
so-
if we could mark the locations on a map, we need a good map to take
Yeah.
with us.
There's no map.
There's no map of any of the islands.
No, just
that's
this
the
island.
final.
Just
Because
this
So,
island. Not
I'll
the
make a
nearby.
crude map. How's
So-
that?
okay, that's fine.
So the Vance, could if we did a couple flybys, do you think you could get like a half a dozen pictures good enough to kind of make our own map?
Yeah, I wouldn't need to bring the heavy
They're
equipment.
not going to be useful until they're developed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make the final decision on what I'm interested in as far as locations after I take a look at them.
We could
Yeah, since-
kindly ask the Japanese military base if they want to share their maps with a bunch of Americans. Sure, that would
You go
over
right
well.
ahead. I'm not going anywhere near that place.
I'll do it when the time comes. I'll go talk to them eventually.
All right,
We do
well,
have
if we're just doing a flyby, I'm not going to need the heavy equipment, so I guess I
No.
can just enjoy the scenery.
Some hand cameras, some photographic equipment. Sounds good to me.
All right, so you'll leave the filming equipment back at the place. You take the couple of cameras with you, binoculars. You get a couple of machetes. They don't really have machetes for sale, but anybody on the street, you probably just Mama Awanda. You know where we can get machetes? Oh, my dear, you can borrow mine.
Eh,
All right,
Who wants to grab it, just so we know?
so you get down to
I'll take one. I've used them before.
you get down to the dock, and the Japanese fellow introduces himself as Hiro. That's his name. And he tells you that, well, we have enough fuel for about a 3-hour flight, so we can fly out for an hour and fly around the islands for an hour and then fly back. And that way you can see all of these, many of these islands and see if any of them are suitable for what you're looking for. And he tells you there's beautiful, beautiful islands all over. Most of them
dramatic.
fairly small.
Dramatic vistas. That's what we want. Right, Freddie?
That's right. I look at him and say, did you by any chance take the crew of, have you taken movie men before? And
No.
I have 40 in Japanese, by the way. But just in a friendly way, moving pictures, I want dramatic. I look at them, something that makes the audience go,
He says, yeah, I think you'll see what you want.
great.
Now, before we take off, I want to take Floyd aside and be like, now listen, a young, handsome man like you might want some adventurous photos for to show off to the ladies back home. No?
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know if I
Shots.
would call
Nice.
myself young anymore, but Yes. Sure. Absolutely.
You know what? Since we're already out here, I'll give you a discount on my regular rates.
I don't care how much it is. Sure. Whatever. Anything you want. Yeah.
I love that hustle. I love that hustle.
I do too.
You
Right.
take care of me, I take care of you.
Mhm.
That'll work.
All right. So let me describe the inside of this seaplane. There's 3 seats on either side. Inside, there's fairly small windows. Just in front of the seats, there is a couple of large, they almost look like nets that are hooked onto the wall to put supplies in so that they don't, swing around or fall. And then there are doors on either side, that open like this for you to go in. And then in front of that is the pilot's seat.
Can I take like a once around and kind of have an idea of if it's in stable shape?
It looks like it's in pretty good condition it's not in great perfect condition, but it's,
All right,
this is.
Are there any parachutes?
Probably
I will make
not.
specific note of where they are. Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
not exactly sure when parachutes.
No.
are
Well, they've been
invented.
around. Yeah.
The seaplane.
Yeah, see,
Parachute.
It's a seaplane.
he normally flies mail and stuff like that. Every ounce counts. So
Yeah.
there's
And
not
if there's a
exactly.
parachute, it's
So
always
safety
just one
last.
for
Safety
him.
last.
However, there's like a
I'm sure he isn't regulated.
right. There is a
It's not a code.
there is a first aid kit, and there is a fire. I don't know if they have fire extinguishers. There's a first aid kit, and maybe
I'll
a
sit
flare
really
gun
close to
kit.
the door then. I'll
All
sit
right.
right next to one of the doors.
Just to be specific, I am taking a compass and a wristwatch, so my mapping will just consist of, once we take off, what direction we're going and how long of a distance on my watch that we're flying in that direction.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to identify on the paper, we passed a place that I want to go back to.
Okay. All right. So, airplane takes off. It's a bumpy takeoff because he's hitting breakers on the water as he's going. But then the airplane, the second it lifts off the water, everything becomes very smooth. I think you can all do Constitution rolls with a bonus dice.
All
Just 'cause,
right.
the offhand chance that you get sick.
I got a 5. I'm pretty sure that's an extreme for me.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You get really not sick.
16
good.
extreme.
This is fantastic.
Actually, hard.
Extreme success.
All right.
Hard.
So
success.
it's just if you fail.
Yeah. So my Constitution's an 80, and I rolled a 92, and the bonus die I rolled a 92. So.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So
Ooh.
Marv starts to look a little
Uh-oh.
green. He is not comfortable with flying.
You're right there, Marv. Take it
It
easy, man.
Open
must
the
have been
mailbag. Open the
Breakfast.
mailbag.
Anything on this suit.
There ain't no place for your hurl to go.
It's going in the
Not get
mailbag.
anything on this suit.
Not on my suit. No.
only in this window.
So Hero is going to fly you only a couple of 100 feet above the water. So you're in a fairly you're not in a really high position.
Yeah,
And as he
that's
flies, you fly, for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and you see your first island. The first island you see is mostly sand. There's a few rocky crags on it, but there's definitely no jungle of any kind. You begin to notice other little islands off in the distance, and a few of them are volcanic. You can actually see, smoke rising up out of the very pointy calderas. Another 20 or 30 minutes go by, and you've seen a few islands, but nothing in particular. Right about at the hour mark, as you're flying, you see something that looks rather promising. You see an island that has an extinct volcano on it, and it's jungled, and it looks like it has a nice little beach as you fly around it.
Mr. Young, that looks pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
agree.
does.
I
Does
agree.
look good indeed.
Remember, we have to be able to make all of this stuff in the miniature department when we get to the special effects part. We don't want anything too complicated, and this fits the bill. I know quality when I see it.
Looks like there's like a crevice or
Is that a lagoon?
there.
Is that a lagoon there?
It looks like that there. It looks like there is an atoll all the way around it. It's submerged, but it's like a barrier reef all the way around. So
It's sort of blue.
the beaches are not. The beaches are not being pounded by the surf.
I see. So it looks like it might be deep enough to anchor some ships there.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Does this island have any kind of name, Hero?
No name.
So, what direction were we going? Do I need to know?
You're
any
about
about
100 miles south.
south? Okay.
You guys want to take pictures or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you take some shots and?
Yeah, I'm busy writing down everything. Just everything that we need here. And so far we got this good. We don't have a name for the island. Just call this island number 1 for now.
Right.
Just doing a basic sketch of it.
Good.
Binoculars.
He's so slowly circling the island, but you realize that you can't really take effective pictures out the windows because
Yeah, definitely not. They're probably fussy and messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Hero
Take us
says
down.
Hero says you can open the door.
Sure.
Go wrong.
Well, can't you just take us down? We'll just go ahead and park in the lagoon here, right? I mean, it's a seaplane.
But you can't get aerial shots from.
Yeah, true.
No, but we've seen the aerial, and I'm the one making the ultimate decision. I've seen
Well-
enough.
Well, whatever you want.
Go ahead and take us into the lagoon, and we'll take some stills. Mr. Vance will be able to steady his camera that way. I don't want
All
the
right.
exposures ruined.
All right.
Smart.
So he flies around it a couple more times, and he's sort of aiming for that small lagoon that you could see on one side where the beach was. He comes in, and it's a kind of once again, a bumpy, a little bumpy. It's less bumpy because the water inside the lagoon area, everything inside the reef, the water is fairly smooth, calm. You know, the reef just deflects any kind of waves. All right, you land it, and just as you are landing it, the airplane itself makes some loud popping, sputtering noises.
Mm-mm.
And
That seems good.
as he pulls in, you hear a cursing in Japanese.
Whoa.
He says it's okay. Sometimes I just need to clear something in the engine, and we'll be fine. This is no problems.
If we land all right, let me take a look at that.
So you land,
We have
but just as you are stopping in the water, the engine cuts out. So he says, "Yeah, I have to fix it." So you're about 100 feet from the beach itself, floating in the middle, and since the propeller's not going, you're just sort of drifting there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have on the
You
plane?
know about airplane engines?
Well, I have general mechanical repair. I mean, he's pretty good at it. He's got 70. I don't know
Yeah, take
if
Okay.
you know.
There you go.
He probably at least can figure something out. You know, that natural troubleshooting thing.
We got to get it to the beach first.
Right,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
So, yeah.
do you have any oars? in case this has probably happened before, right?
He
Do you have
says,
any orb?
so no, but we'll figure it out. Just give us a few minutes. So he's got a toolbox,
Okay.
which he sets next to the door. He opens up the door, and he climbs out onto the pontoon, and you see him, open up the thing, and then he asks you, Manny, hand me this wrench.
Yeah, sure.
Hand me that. And he starts fiddling with the engine, and you can hear him just sort of cursing a little bit as he's doing this. You stupid fucking plane! Why do you do this to me now?
I'm just gonna enjoy a cigar while I wait for this.
All right. So the rest of you are inside. Manny, do a spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden. Success, 47.
Okay. So he asks you for a spanner wrench,
All right.
which you grab, and you're sort of hanging, out
half
the
in,
door,
half out.
right? And your hand is going out like this to hand it to him, when out of the corner of your eye, you see a dark shadow moving under the water. And just as you notice it, there's a splash of water, and a huge fucking white, great white shark leaps out of the water, grabs Hero,
Oh, shit.
screams, and
Shit.
splashes back into the water.
Oh,
Oh my God.
shit.
Sanity roll.
Hero.
I'm gonna
Oh,
scream.
what the
I'll
fuck
be
just
like-
happened? For
Are we-
everybody?
This?
Yeah.
1d4 if you
1d4.
fail.
Jesus.
Yeah, some of you didn't see it because you're in the.
Right.
I'm sitting right by the door, so I'm assuming I watched.
Yeah, you probably
I
saw it
saw.
happen.
Is there a spray of
Like,
blood on
what
the
the
windscreen?
fuck?
There's some. There's
They're not-
definitely blood
They're
in the
not
water.
any
my-
blood on my suit.
Jesus.
Poor hero.
I've never seen a. How did it. I'm just like sitting there in disbelief. Like,
I'm gonna yell, Manny, get back inside. Get back inside.
What
Like,
happened?
pull him
happened?
in the
What is
door.
going on?
a shark just jumped out the water and ate Hero.
Oh my
m-
God.
It was
I thought we
huge.
were in a protected lagoon. How did the shark get in here?
That's crazy.
Well, let's ask the first question. Can anybody fly a plane?
Crickets.
I
No.
can't.
No.
Oh, that's great news. Great news.
Well, wait. Can anybody work a radio?
I'm sure.
Is
Yeah.
there a radio on the plane?
There better be a radio on a plane. What kind of plane would it be without a radio?
Well, I
Can you
don't
get on
know.
there?
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Not
Do
in
an
this-
SOS thing?
Yeah, they used relay stations. They didn't have like powerful radios back then. They used relay stations. This is
Plus,
the
we're in the middle of the
30s.
Pacific Ocean.
Yep.
Yeah, I will turn on the radio. I have electrical repair at 70. Tom, I'm not. I would assume that I've dabbled in radio with that kind of.
Yes. The radio turns on, but you're getting nothing but static.
Is that? Oh wow.
Okay, we can't stay on this right now. Is there any way we can get this thing towards the coast?
Is there anything we can use as an oar?
How far away are we from the coast?
About 100
You said-
feet.
100 feet.
100 feet.
It's not
I say
terrible.
we move now if we're gonna swim because the shark is currently having lunch.
Well, it's
Have-
is it-
have
no
a-
sharks.
Have a little compassion. That was our pilot, man.
Everyone,
Sir, may I remind you, I work in Hollywood.
everyone do a dex roll.
Is there a current?
Oh shit!
Uh-oh. This is
There is no current.
No current.
That is a 100.
Hard
Um,
success.
need it.
96.
Hard success for me.
Regular
Fail.
success.
I just
Well,
want to know if
regular
you
success.
fail.
Mhm,
Okay.
I did.
All right.
I failed as bad as one can fail.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oof. As you guys are sitting there trying to figure out what to do, all of a sudden, the entire airplane lurches to one side violently. Those of you who failed, you fall,
What was that?
and Vance, you definitely hurt yourself. So do a couple of points of damage.
I try to is Dicey Vance fall? Can I try to like break his fall somehow?
Yeah,
or-
no, he got 100.
No.
Thanks for looking out.
Tried. Tried.
The airplane lists somewhat to the side, and you hear a hissing noise. And your only guess is that the pontoon on that side has been
Oh, crap.
damaged.
Oh,
Christ.
We need to get to the shore now.
Right.
The shark's attacking the plane? I've never heard of such a thing.
Can I do a spot hidden for anything useful like a flare gun or
Right.
anything?
Yep.
All of those things
Flare
are in
gun,
here,
any
yes.
kind of survival equipment. Since we know now that we're leaving the plane, let's find anything we can get that's useful and swim for it.
I
spear
grabbed.
gun? Is it a spear gun?
There's no spear gun.
I grabbed the
Damn.
first. I grabbed the first aid kit and shove it towards Marv. I'm like, take this.
Is
And then
there-
I've got a first aid kit in my day pack.
Take
but
another. And
Take
I
another?
grabbed it. I take the toolbox that he was. That
all our eggs
Flare
in
gun,
one
Tom?
basket.
and grab that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes,
swim
there
with
is
the
there's a
toolbox?
flare. There's a flare gun with 4 flares.
Okay, I'll take that.
Are these the times when seat cushions are flotation devices, or is that?
No,
No, but now
Yeah, I
just
thought
like,
it was crazy.
Yeah, that
if,
was
if
a
somebody,
good
if
try.
somebody
there.
survives, they're like,
You know what we
oh,
do
if only-
need? We do need glass and any reflective material. We need
The plane
glass.
lurches again and
The
starts
plane-
to sink on one
I
side.
am
Is it
getting
aluminum?
out.
Is
Who
the
took-
plane-
I'm opening the door and crawling out on
The
top
door's
of the
open.
plane.
Door's wide
took-
open.
Okay.
Who took the
I'm-
Who took the flare gun?
I did.
Okay, I'm like, we have to distract it somehow so we can get to the surface. If you've got enough bullets, we need to use something against it.
Well,
man,
Floyd, Floyd
Well,
got
a
on the
flare
plane
gun's not
first.
going to work against
He's a
a
great
thing that's
distract.
underwater.
I
Manny,
don't think
do
it
a
works that way.
Manny, do a spot hidden.
So I had in failure.
Is this a typical South Pacific water is very clear?
Very clear and warm.
Right. So do we see the shark and what is it doing?
You're looking for the
That's what that
shark.
said.
The shark it keeps circling for a moment and then attacking the airplane.
Do we see our hero or what's left of
You
him?
can
or
see
is-
blood in the water, and occasionally
that's
the
not
shark
good.
will go back to it, shake
Right.
it.
That's what I'm going to wait for. I'm going to wait for him to go back to Hero's body before I yell at everybody to swim like hell.
Yeah, we should do it together. Like
Right.
I think a big mass of us might intimidate the seeing something huge. Maybe I don't know.
You don't have to be the
Oh,
worst.
shit.
You don't have to be
This
the
is
best swimmer. You just don't have to be the worst.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess when the shark's the farthest away
All right.
doing its thing, we all go for it.
Let's do it.
All
All
right.
right.
Vance, when we get to shore, I'm good at first aid. I'll patch you up, but let's get to shore. Can you make it to shore, you think, Vance?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Let's just go.
Let's
All
go.
right.
All right, let's go.
So
All right.
when you jump into the water,
Oh
your
my God.
guess is that the depth where you are is about 15 feet.
Okay.
Not too bad.
But you can see that it slopes up towards the island.
Mhm.
Got about 100 feet to go. Everybody do swim rolls, and everybody
go.
do luck rolls.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, 28. I'm going to spend
17,
8 points of
yeah.
luck to pass.
3
Save
out of
the
20.
swim.
Oh, failure in the swim roll.
Extreme.
Okay.
So I passed my
Extreme
luck roll, but
success.
failed my swim roll.
And
Okay.
I passed my swim and I
Pass
passed my
luck
luck.
and swim.
All right.
Can we
Can you
aid
do luck
others
too?
with our swim?
I passed
that?
both.
Since we're swimming as a group, can we aid others that are starting to go down?
That'll come up next round. Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
shit.
it's one or the other, swim or luck, or both?
Both.
Both.
Both, okay.
I'm
And,
up on both.
And 12, okay. So regular pass on swim and a hard on luck.
Okay.
Extreme on swim and regular on luck.
Fail on swim and extreme on luck.
Okay. If you succeed on swim and you succeed on luck, you get about halfway to the shore and you don't lose the things that you're carrying with you. If you succeed on swim but you fail on luck, you drop the things that you're carrying.
No,
Got it.
If you fail on swim and fail on luck, you drop the things that you're carrying and you are floundering in the water.
Oh,
So
good.
you're
not drowning, but just
you're
having
right.
hard
You're
time.
being left behind.
Got it.
And
So I failed my swim, but passed my luck. So I still have my shiz. What you're
you
saying.
failed you still
But
have
I'm
your
just-
stuff, but it's dragging you down.
Mhm.
Whatever.
I'm
it
hardly
is.
carrying anything.
It's that expensive suit you're wearing.
Get rid of your Thompson.
Oh,
It really is. It really is. That's your sucker sport coat that's dragging us
I
down.
can't conceal one of those on me. I wish, but I'm going. Is anyone else see me that I'm like
Well,
floundering?
he said
They are.
the next
I'm
round.
kind
They
of
can come back
floundering
for you
too.
if they want to on the next round.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll come
God.
back.
Okay.
All right.
Tom, can I ask one question? Was I able to take a quick glance at the other pontoon, the one that's damaged? Because I mean, this is our only way out and off this island, in my opinion. So I want to steal a quick glance as we're all getting in the water. Is it something that is repairable, or do I think that, you know, the buoyancy of the remaining pontoon is going to be able to hold the plane long enough to get it to the beach? I mean, the current, I'm assuming, is dragging it to the beach.
There's no current.
It's probably gonna just sit there.
You can do a spot hidden.
No.
Okay. So you're too panicked
Okay.
to
That
do
makes
that.
sense.
All right. So next round.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a 47, and I have a 60 in spot hidden. My bad.
Okay. So you stop in the water for a moment and you look back and you see the airplane is listing almost completely now on its side.
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
Not good.
That's not good.
Fantastic.
And you also notice the shadow of the shark under the water is still attacking the boat.
Okay.
I mean the
Good.
the airplane.
Okay.
All right.
Quick.
So the next round you can continue to swim. You can come back and help somebody who's foundering, and you have to do the same thing again. You have to do a luck roll and a swim roll.
I continue
All
towards
right.
the shore.
I will doggy paddle back to shore.
I'm not looking behind me.
How many?
Who is
who's
struggling?
floundering? Yeah.
I
I
think
paid to
Hank,
have that pool installed at my house.
Hank
I
and
can't
Floyd.
swim.
Hank and Floyd.
Hank and Boris.
Hank and Floyd.
Can I tie off my shirt? Can I and make a flotation device?
Failure.
That would take you a couple of rounds to do something like that.
So
So
I
I
failed.
So before I make a decision, quick question. From you said I was halfway to the shore, so 50 feet forward.
Right.
Is the water level the same as it was over there?
No.
Or did it go up? What are we looking at underneath us?
You're probably only got 6 or 7 feet beneath you at this
Okay.
point.
So
But in a moment, you're going to hit the ground. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna take the risk and push the toolbox forward in the water and hope that it gets sunk in the
Smart.
sand.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm gonna turn around. Since it's tools, it's got to be heavy. So I'm gonna turn around and go try to help one of the guys.
Okay.
So if I fail again, I'm not moving at all forward.
Right. You're panicking and you're just doing this in the water.
I mean, I would be moving forward at least a little bit.
Little
right?
bit.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I failed my swim, but passed my luck again.
All right. So you're about
Same.
75 feet from the.
Same here.
Well, I was halfway. It was halfway to the shore, but I failed my swim. I passed my luck.
Okay. So you only get another 10 or 15 feet.
Okay,
Man.
I'm all the way there yet.
Is there any debris that is floating out of the plane?
Not that you can see because you're in the
It's
water.
probably too early.
I got an 02 on my swim out of 40. So
So
Okay.
I'll go back for.
So Marv, you've reached the shore.
yeah, who do you want to go for? And I'll
Yeah,
go for.
I'll
the
go
other.
for Vance.
All right.
And you go for.
Was Vance struggling, or was it Meeks and Floyd?
Oh,
Meeks and
yeah.
Floyd
Okay.
are
I'll go
fine.
for. I'll
almost
go
towards
for
the
Meeks.
shore.
I'll go for Meeks since.
All right, I'll go for Floyd then.
all right.
Right.
Nice.
Failed my swim.
Regular success on the swim.
All right. So
do I
you
have
grab.
do I have to bother with the lucky, even though I tossed the toolbox, or what?
No, because you're not trying to hold that anymore. And this time you grab Boris and start pulling him along. Boris,
All
did
right.
you drop what you were holding?
I'm not really holding anything.
Oh, you're not
honestly.
really holding
Like, I
anything.
just,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So you and Manny start swimming, and you get to be about 50 feet away from the shore.
All right.
Freddie,
Okay.
you went back for Hank. How did you do?
I failed both.
Yeah.
So Hank is struggling with you. Okay, like
can-
a man
is
panicked in
Mar-
the water.
Is Marv swimming well?
Marv's on the beach.
I did an O2. I nailed it. Can I use my O2 for swim to push my luck roll? Because I just failed my luck roll just by a little tiny bit. But
What
I
are
got
you
an amazing-
carrying? What are you carrying?
I've got my little day pack on my back.
And I gave you a first aid kit.
So I'm
No. You can push your luck roll. I
oh
guess.
god, I'll end up
Probably can't.
dying.
Oh no, you could spend luck on the luck roll. No.
Oh god, no man, that's just bad. All right, okay. All right.
Can I make a throw roll?
Well, just a second. You realize that the backpack is just keeping you from going forward, so you end up taking it off, and that's where your 2 comes in, and you get up onto the shore. But the backpack is lost, or it's in the water. But
Yeah.
And it's in the shallower part because I got
yeah, it's in there.
But
with the great
a
white
backpack
shark.
is more likely to float and might wander away.
Right. Freddie, you had a question?
Since we're only dealing with 50 feet, I would assume, can
Right.
I make a throw roll at Marv? I'll yell Marv's name and I'll throw the flare gun at him.
Oh, and I'm good. I'm a good catch. I think it's gonna work out nice.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop trying to rescue Hank. I'm just gonna tread water and throw the
right.
flare gun at him.
You have
Good
to
luck.
kind of throw it like this,
Right.
because you're not touching the bottom. So if you try throwing it like this, you're just pushing yourself under the water. But I'd say that seems reasonable. It lands, Marv, maybe 10 feet ahead of you in the water, and the water is only about 2 feet deep where that is. So you just run out and grab it.
Oh, I
Awesome.
don't need dexterity or anything. Cool. Good throw, Freddie.
Now, so he's beating me up, right? Hank is probably going.
He's
Right.
like,
So who's on the shore, or who's gotten there?
I am, but I'm ready to go after my backpack because that's got the medical stuff.
Okay. Everybody do another swim roll.
roll.
I'm gonna try to kick my shoes off
no!
Okay.
and hope
I'm
maybe
so
that gives me a little bit
close.
of buoyancy somewhere because they're not busy filling with water.
Okay.
They were expensive loafers too.
Okay, so I passed my swim and my luck roll.
Oh, I failed and I don't have to do luck, so you
Okay.
might need to drag me a little bit.
I've failed my swim roll. Like I passed the first one, and this is the second one I failed after that.
All right.
Since I'm not carrying anything, I did get a good luck roll, but I failed my swim roll. But
Okay.
since I'm not carrying anything, do I still need to make a luck roll, or can I use that luck roll to somehow benefit my swimming?
I think at this point, I'm going to say that you all get to the point where you can touch the bottom,
Okay.
and then it's
thank
just a
God.
matter of wading out really quickly. As you look behind you and you see that fin moving in your direction.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna spend
right.
9 points to make my swim. So I'll spend 9
All right.
points, and I'll make my swim to get to
So you all climb out onto the beach, completely exhausted and terrified. You can all do sand rolls for that too.
Oh, God.
Just
Hey,
take one sand if you lose.
Lose the
Oh.
point.
That's that.
I'm good.
Success.
Tom,
Pass.
I just
Mhm.
want to check my pockets for my personal items, like my 2 weapons that I'm carrying, to make
Do
sure.
a luck roll.
I did pass all my luck rolls coming in, but make another one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Because
good.
you weren't trying to hold on to those. Those were just there.
That's a pass. Definitely a pass.
All right. Now I would like you all to do a final luck roll
Final luck
Yeah.
roll.
as you're standing there on the beach.
I failed.
Mm,
Fail.
extreme
Made
success.
it on.
Nice.
38 out of 40.
So I need to know how many successes.
Exactly 45 out of 45.
I
So we got
failed.
1, 2.
Oh.
Hold your hand up if you
No, darn it.
passed.
If you passed.
I thought it was 45. I'm 40 luck.
So we just got
Ah.
one success.
One success.
All right.
Mm.
The
An unlucky
the
part.
plane having been attacked, and the second pontoon was also attacked. The plane is now sinking below the water. The only thing that comes floating out of it is a couple of the seat cushions, and they float to shore. Whose backpack was in the water?
Oh, that's mine. I'd love to try going after it.
You can go after it, because if you don't go after it, it is going to drift away from the beach.
Yeah, that's too important. That's got valuable stuff in it.
Okay, but the shark is heading towards the beach.
Like, so
Grab
how
the flare
close
gun.
are they like far away, or are they like pretty much lined up with one another?
I think this is a risk versus reward situation. How bad do you want the supplies?
Well, if it's like only 50 feet apart, yeah, that shark can traverse that fast. But if it's like, 100.
Let's put it this way: if you stay where you are, you might have to swim to get the backpack.
Let me
Otherwise-
lure him by running into the water. I'll just run in the shallow thing and I'll make a bunch of noise and see if I can gain you some time.
That's brilliant. Okay, I will try. And like halfway through it, if it's not working out, I'll just head back. But if it looks like I can do it, I'll go for it.
All right, that seems reasonable. Who's got the better luck between the two of you?
40.
50.
All right, Freddie, why don't you do a luck?
18.
All right.
Nice.
So you run a little bit farther down the beach and you make a lot of splashing, and the shark turns and starts heading along that. It can't get to where you are because it's too shallow.
Right.
But it gives you guys all a good estimate of how big that shark is. It's at least 25 feet long.
Holy mo.
That's
Wow.
Huge.
That's the biggest ever.
Jesus.
Guinness Book level.
Well, boys, we're going to have one hell of a script when we get out of here.
Mhm.
While he's doing the distraction, I'm sure it's not as dangerous, but I go grab that toolbox if it's still sitting in the sand.
Okay. Yeah, it's still there.
All right.
And I'll go for that pack.
Did we drop cameras? Did we drop binoculars?
I did.
I was
lost
going
it.
to say, can I make a luck roll for binoculars?
Well, that was
Since
to
they
see
were
if you
probably
dropped
around
what
my
you were
neck.
carrying with you.
No,
I
but
dropped
mean,
my shoes.
on the strap around my neck, maybe.
All right,
I
do a
would say-
luck roll to see if the strap broke.
Ought to.
Okay, so it
Nice.
didn't break.
Nice.
can
But the
light
camera
fire
got
or
lost. The
something.
camera got dropped. It's down there on the bottom somewhere.
Yep, my camera is gone.
I passed on my pocket knife, but the backpack's still out there, so I'll.
Do you want me to make a luck roll for my boot knife?
Nah, I'm sure that's still there unless you took your boots off, right?
No, that's still there unless you kicked your
Okay.
boots off.
Well, we can signal a plane with the binoculars. Using the sun.
And the flare gun.
Well, yeah, that obviously. But how many were we able to rescue? The shells or just the gun?
I think
You have
It was
a
probably in a
flare
case.
gun.
Usually in a case.
Yeah,
You have a
usually.
case.
Awesome.
You open up the case, and there's no gun in it. There are 4 flares, however.
God damn it.
That's still okay because we can break the flares open over a fire and make a
Yeah.
signal fire.
Yeah.
The first aid kit, it contains about a month's worth of water purification tablets, and it's got like a sewing kit, a needle and thread,
Nice.
and it's got some first aid stuff,
It-
iodine.
I had one, but I was given the second one, and both are in my backpack.
Awesome.
So I really need to go out there and get that backpack.
Is that confirmed or
Yes.
are we good? No?
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
you'd have to get
let's
that
try
backpack.
the same trick.
Well, hold
But
on.
you
hold on.
got the
Let's-
I
let's
thought you got
focus.
the backpack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got it. He got
Okay,
the
so
backpack.
so you distracting the shark allowed me
Was
to
good.
get it.
Yeah,
Got
I
it.
Right,
thought you were
correct.
talking
I thought
about
there was another roll I
backpack.
need. Got
Yeah, I
it.
was about to be like, oh, we got to do that again.
So you have both first aid kits. Now, I don't know what was in your first aid kit, but
First
it might
aid.
not be a month's
The
worth
exact same.
of water for purification. So
Oh no, it was.
might
it
have
was like
Band-Aids
a-
and stuff in it.
Like it was good for a week at most, sort of.
Okay.
camping.
You have some tools, mostly wrenches
Mhm.
and things like that. There's not a saw or anything.
Damn.
Like that.
Damn it.
Oh,
I'm
can
gonna
I-
fix this airplane with my saw.
Well, before we took off, did I ever watch Hero use the radio to tell anybody or to signal any authority that he was taking off or where he was
Having
going?
problems.
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, before we had problems when we were still on the island, did he
Nope.
ever say, hey, I'm taking a bunch of movie guys out or
Nope.
signal in it? Uh-oh.
Oh,
Because
crap.
this is before Amelia Earhart even goes missing. There's nothing out here except Pan American flights from Papua New Guinea to Hawaii. That's it. It's only once a month.
Oh, joy.
I guess we're getting comfortable.
Oh,
Unless the
God.
Japanese military out of that island.
Well,
Does
there
some
might
kind
be
of
fishing
military.
boats or something. I mean,
All
it's not. But yeah, as far as flight goes. it's
So let
pretty-
me describe the island for you. When you are on the beach looking at the ocean, you are facing west. Okay. So in your mind, maybe on your scrap paper, you can draw a circle and realize that the beach is on the west side of the island. And then the center of the island is the volcano. When you're on the beach and you turn around, so you're looking at the volcano, the beach that you're on is about 600 feet wide, and the depth of it is maybe 100 feet. And there are cliffs, maybe 30 feet high, all the way around, except at the ends. And above that is jungle. So you've got a crescent-shaped beach with cliffs and jungle above that. And then you've got jungle to your left and right on your level. So the cliff is wide in the center and it comes down like that. You can see that there is a reef out there. You saw it from the air. Your estimation is the volcano is probably about 600 feet high.
Did we notice any smoke coming out of that volcano?
No, it was dormant. But here's the big problem. In this environment with this temperature, the thing that's going to kill us is water and lack thereof. There's no fresh water. We need to find fresh water, and that has to be the first priority. I'm probably already thirsty. Do we have any water from the plane?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, so we need to make some sort of water catcher. Can I roll survival at base to start kind of coming up with?
You
where
don't
we
have to
could-
roll survival, but you have to come up with stuff.
Yeah, we have to come
In the
up with
game.
supplies and ideas.
I
and
do.
plans.
In my pack, I do have one canteen. So I mean, that's for all of us to
Right.
be okay.
Do-
Split 6 ways.
Do we
that's a
have
day.
anything flat and that will hold water? Do you have anything flat that will hold water?
Well, we need to make, water catchers, because I'm assuming that it's going to be a tropical rain cycle. So
Oh, yeah.
hopefully we can get some, we can lay things out that are going to fill up with water.
Well, also, we might be able to put things like if we got plants or cut some plants or leaves or something.
Are there coconut trees?
Yeah, exactly. That's
there
exactly what I was
coconut
about to
trees?
say.
Like the one right behind me?
There are coconut trees. There are coconut
Thank God.
trees.
Yeah, that'll
Coconut milk.
keep us alive. And I think Mr. Judge Floyd, he's young enough. He can climb all the way up there and get a couple.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm 45.
I'm
20
sorry, Vance.
I'm
Vance.
30 and in
I'm-
pretty good shape. So
I'm 24. I'm the youngest here.
It says
I'm
send
in
my
Manny up.
50s.
Send Manny up the trees.
I'm 25,
Yeah.
Going
so
up
I
and
could
grabbing
probably
some.
do it.
Uh,
They have
before-
machetes? Do we
So
still have
if-
machetes?
So here's the thing. If we're gonna actually move forward with coming up with a plan, let's move a little bit more inland towards the inside, see what we're dealing with, and if there are any coconut trees along the line, I'll probably just try to kick one or something to see if it shakes something loose.
Just don't stand underneath it.
Well, I mean, do we have machetes?
Well, we're probably not going to cut down a
No, I
coconut
mean,
tree. from
if we have to move inland and we need to make a shelter. So we got to start chopping palm fronds down and stuff.
You wouldn't have been sitting in the airplane with machetes.
No.
I thought we
had
you
one
brought
person.
them.
Yeah,
They would have
but we
probably
didn't
been in the
take them out of the
basket
hotel.
along with some other stuff.
We can use my trench knife.
Well, that's got a
we can
buck
work with
knife,
that.
but you can't cut a tree down with
Let's.
that.
No, I'm
I
talking
got a
about
cigar
my-
cutter.
Yeah.
Well, let's take one step back.
Uh-oh.
At least get some coconuts.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's the first goal. We have knives to
There
cut them
might be
open, so it shouldn't be a problem. Tom, do you want me to roll a brawl against a tree?
Oh, these trees are at least 7 or 8 inches thick. There's
You
no
have
way
to
that you
climb.
picking them is not going to do
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so I have to climb. All right,
One, too. That's they're usually.
I'll take a shot on the climb.
Okay.
I got a 40 climb.
I want you to consider too that you are exhausted at this
Oh,
point,
okay. So yeah.
You know, I've got water now. Why don't we split that and rest and get a place for today, and then
Let's take a
we
rest.
can when we have. Yeah.
At this point, the sun is directly overhead. You're probably at noon,
Yeah.
and you are pretty close to the equator.
Well, the one thing for sure that we need to do though is make a fire. We have to have a fire going because what are those dragons called? Komodo dragons. They're the big threat out here in the South Pacific.
I don't think that they're. I don't think that they're on these islands. Though.
What are these
I
dragons?
think they.
Oh, we haven't even canvassed the island to see what's on here. Like I said,
Right. We're too tired to do that, but we need
Right.
to make sure predators don't get to us. Let's at least make a fire.
Hopefully, we don't need a fire. It's noon. It's hot.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
It's hot.
I'm taking a nap under a tree.
Yeah. Without.
We can figure this out later.
Good.
We're not
Under
going
the
to die
shade
in the
of the
next
tree,
2
yes.
hours.
I won't take a nap, but I am gonna sit down for like a half an hour before I consider climbing any trees.
Yeah. Same as the.
Oh boy.
All
You
right.
have to consider there might be a small body of fresh water on the island somewhere.
That could be.
You know, if there's animal life, they have to have a water source somewhere.
Yeah,
If there's animals
exactly.
on the island.
It's not
So-
all that.
Now, as I said, you guys are in the center of the beach, so you have to decide which way do you want to go. Do you want to go north or south, or do you want to try to climb up the cliff?
Well, I'd probably go. Oh, where's the tree line?
Why
That's
don't
the,
we?
Yeah, can we move east to the tree
Can't we
line?
just
Up off the
stay in
yeah.
the
I would say
shade?
just go east to the tree line and just.
Well,
sit
as I
down.
said, the tree line is 30 feet up on the cliff.
Oh, so there's nothing on the
Yeah.
beach. Okay.
Nobody's
Right.
climbing. Yeah.
Is there shade in the tree under the cliff?
Not
Let's
right
just-
now because the sun's
At
right
noon, it's right
overhead.
above ahead.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of
sucks.
choice here, guys.
But you could go north or south,
Yeah.
and you'd
Let's
end
go
up.
north.
The cliff gets smaller and smaller as you go,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
and then the
we'll go
trees
north.
come right down to the water.
We'll head
All right.
north, get some
Good
easy
north.
shade, rest, and then plant.
Oh.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Sounds
On
good.
it. Oh, I patch up Vance. I'd like to do a first aid.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, you can do that. See if you can
All
get a point back.
Here we go. Ooh, 08 out of 40.
All right, so you get a point back. All right.
Alrighty, so we'll take a small break unless anything comes up, and then we'll start doing actions.
All right, you move towards the edge of the beach, and at this point, the tree line comes right down almost to the water. You know, there's a tiny little bit of a beach, but not more than a couple of feet of beach. You also get a clear estimate of the tide line, where the tide goes up and where the tide goes down. And your guess right now is that it's fairly low.
Mhm.
So part of that beach is going to disappear when the tide
When
is
the
high.
tide's just
Is there enough beach that's clearly not submerged or never submerged?
There's always some in that crescent, but closer to the cliff than where the beach is, the water line is. All right, so you step up into the jungle, and immediately the temperature is cooler. You can tell it's probably around maybe 80 degrees at midday.
Cool. 90.
Humidity is kind of high, and if you're wearing anything other than just a shirt and pants, it's really hot. I mean, it's awful. So would you like to continue along the coast, or would you like to go into the jungle?
I would want to pop a squat next to a tree and relax for half an hour.
Right.
Yeah. I think
So you go 10, 15 feet into the jungle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody do luck rolls. If you're all doing that.
I'm doing
I'll do that. Oh, 44 out of 40. Come on, that's unfair.
Luck roll. Yep, I'm good. Success.
How are the bugs? How are the
Barely
insects? Are
passed.
they getting bitten up
Fail.
by insects?
Well, Mr. Meeks, it's funny you said that just before I did. Those of you who failed your luck, you suddenly jump up and realize that you're crawling with bugs.
God damn it!
And
Dude,
And I
Nice.
failed. So I'll jump up.
yeah, there are definitely bugs all over the place.
God.
Yeah.
So those of you
Damn.
who didn't fail, you still notice that there are bugs.
Yeah.
Ah.
Ooh, protein.
I
I was
guess
just thinking, are they grubs? Are they something we can eat? Or
There, you've got ants and you've got termites and
okay.
occasionally a bigger creepy crawly.
Well, at least, if we do get a fire going, we can kind of get the bugs to distance away from us a little.
Tom, can I make a crude spear using a piece of wood and my knife and some just whatever?
Our filmographer's going native already.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Well, at least we can fish.
However, what you do notice is that pretty much any piece of wood or sapling or anything like that that you find is wet.
Yeah.
These things get rained on every day. Even broken sticks and stuff on the ground are kind of wet.
So I have to
Fires.
sit there and saw it with my knife.
Well, or you'd have to
It's
let
not
it
gonna
dry out in the sun for
It's
a
gonna
while.
almost peel away basically while you're doing it because it's so wet.
Right.
Starting a fire is gonna be a pain in that. Absolutely.
That's why we have the shells.
Yeah. All right. So once we have a relax, I do want to try and grab a coconut if I can.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to already go up the tree, take the binoculars and see what you can see up there.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
There are some places where the trees hang, like this
Yeah.
off the side. They'd be a lot easier to climb than trying to climb up a straight up.
A
one.
straight up one. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
You can tell that the binoculars aren't going to work because all you can really see is out into the ocean. If you
gonna be
turn
like,
around, you've got the volcano coming.
Oh,
up.
right.
It's like, what do you see? Blue. Lots and lots of blue.
Yeah.
But you can see further south, right?
Just on the other side of the beach, probably.
Right. That's what I mean. He can
Yeah.
still see the south part.
Yeah.
Like we went
If
north.
there's anything worth seeing. But anyway, do you want me to roll for climb or are we good?
Yeah. Roll for climb.
Roll for climb. Nice. 30. Success. Regular success.
All right. You climb. You're working your way out onto the end of the thing, and you can see there are at least 4 coconuts that are attached there.
right.
Now they look green,
Mm-hmm.
and of course they have that shell on them, so they're really actually pretty big.
Yeah.
Right.
Do a spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden.
Oh god, it's gonna be a snake.
We're trying.
Hard success.
Okay, hard success. You see those coconuts right there. You're reaching out for them, and as you reach out for them, your eye line shifts, and you look down, and that fucking great white shark is heading right towards where you are underneath, because you're hanging a little bit over the water.
Oh, okay.
What?
Shit.
The hell?
Bad choice for a tree, I think.
Dear Lord.
Drop a coconut on
But
it.
you managed to grab a coconut
Yeah.
and quickly
That's
scoot
an asshole.
back.
And
Probably
then there you
looking
go.
like you're. Is that sweat or did you pee your
Yeah.
pants?
I'm like, geez, that thing went right for me. As soon as it saw that, I might have fell.
God, I've never seen
Can I
anything
make
like
a
that.
luck roll
before.
for another tree that isn't in
Yeah.
such a precarious
Yeah,
place?
there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
say
okay.
that without much difficulty, you managed to get a few coconuts.
Okay, cool.
Woohoo.
So if I'm
Sweet.
correct, we have to peel that green to get to
Right.
the underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to just mimic that on another tree just to kind of help the process?
Sure.
Well,
I'll just have you roll a climb roll to see if you fall.
Okay. Let's see. Climb. Okay, my climb's pretty good. Let's see if I can do the. Oh crud. I'm going to spend 6 luck.
Pass.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
So low on luck to begin with.
Ouch.
Now I guess I wouldn't know how far
Well-
I'd be falling. Am I falling over the ocean with a shark or just
No,
over the
no.
beach?
No, that's a dramatic,
Oh.
I'm sure. It's
All right, okay.
it's you were like, I'm gonna climb. No, it's too
It's-
much for me.
Got a 46 out of 40 in my climb.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like you're falling off of a ladder. So do a dex roll to see if you hurt your ankle.
Okay.
Catch yourself.
Here we go. Here you go.
Oh no.
Dex is my second highest. Can it work? It's 40 out of 70. Boom. Did it.
All right. So you manage to land on your butt, but you don't hurt. You're a little sore for a second, but that's about it.
All right.
Well,
All right.
everybody's doing things that are productive. Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask Floyd if any of his cigars survived.
No, I already checked. They're all water soaked.
they'd be all
They're all
water
waterlogged.
That was the most
But these
depressing. I think
coconuts,
my
from the
flask
coconuts-
survived, maybe.
Do you still have a Zippo lighter?
I'm sure I have my lighter still. I don't know if it works anymore, Tom.
It would if it's a Zippo. Like,
It would
Are
once
there-
it dries out because the flint's wet.
okay.
All right,
Are
we'll
there
leave it
any,
for a while.
Is there any dry stuff on this coconuts? You know how the coconuts have the outer shell, but these are green coconuts, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
no
green.
matter what with the greens, you have to peel them to get to the brown underneath.
Right.
Is the brown stuff, any of that brown stuff is there that we can use for kindling to spark the fire?
We gotta this it takes strength to get that crap off, or a good knife.
So for the coconuts, why don't you do if you have to do a strength roll? I assume you're bashing it on a rock or you're
Well,
cutting it with your knife or
Yeah.
something, but you still need a strength roll. It's pretty tough.
I'll try one. I got a 70 strength, and I hit 70. Holy shit!
29. I
Okay.
made my strength.
All right, so you manage to get that shell off and crack open the coconut. And the moment that happens, everybody's like, "Oh, thank God, you've got some food." If you like coconut, I don't like coconut.
I don't like
I-
coconut.
But
I don't eat
But you've also got the liquid inside.
yeah.
Yeah,
Don't want to
that's
have
what-
too much. Don't want to have too much of that though.
No, it'll dehydrate you even worse. But Tom, have we heard anything like bird song? Does it sound like a natural jungle?
Oh
What's
yeah,
the nature?
yeah.
What's
You
the
hear
nature?
insects. You hear probably little frogs and things, and you hear birds.
Frogs.
Okay. Do we hear any running water?
No.
We probably have to go a little bit more inland. When we were flying over, there was that canyon. There's a very good chance that canyon was made by a river of some sort, a natural water line or something.
What is that? I'll look for the highest tree that I can see as far as height.
Okay.
So that's the one we need to get up that tree so that we can see where we are in relation, or look for fresh water, or look for any ponds. We need to get up.
If I'm correct, from the view that we saw from the top and where we landed, it's probably on the other side of the island where the canyon leads out from.
Right.
Yeah. So we'd have to traps through the jungle in order to try to get to the other side.
Maybe we can find some game trails. Can I start
Hey,
looking
Tom.
around for any kind of game trails? I think, where games move through. Do you want a track roll or?
Yeah, you could do a track roll.
We have base.
So with the good thing about The good thing about the coconuts we found is we can use this as a source of regular water. Once we get the milk skin from the inside off, and it's just the hard brown, you can leave those out for water to fill in from rain and stuff.
That's right. And we can also use palm fronds to capture the water. You know, if we use the binoculars to heat up salt water, when the mist comes off, the humidity comes off of the seawater as it gets hot, then you can capture it with a palm frond, and you'll have drinkable water.
Yep.
Distilling it, yeah.
Yeah, we could distill. That's why the binoculars are so key, because they have the inner optics, like to heat things up. But I don't know. I like your idea. What I'm afraid of, though, is we should at least try to find some dry wood to make crude weapons.
Well, once we make a fire, can't we dry the wood and fire tip the spears and fire harden the spears?
That would work.
Yeah. Well, we can probably kill two birds with one stone, because if we can find older trees, not every tree is going to be young and green. Some of the trees are going to be old and brown. They're going to be dying. So
you definitely find old and brown wood.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's also soaked.
It's soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find a lot of old growth. It's rotted
and I assume that we can, even with old growth and rotted and somewhat not so great kindling, but that phosphorus shell, that's going to light anything up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, for some period of time.
But then the goal becomes to just keep the fire fed. Once
Right, exactly. But we could start drying stuff around it, maybe.
Yeah, once we get that fire going, we can throw a lot of green wood on it. It'll be smoky, but at least we've got fire.
You guys are still fairly close to the beach. You didn't walk in that far.
Right.
No.
Do a spot hidden, everybody.
Spot hidden. Success. Extreme success.
Lot 5.
Hard success. Sorry.
46 is a pass.
It's 2 off.
Total failure.
Bill.
So from where you're standing, if you turn back around facing towards the beach, you can go on your right hand. It's not right and left, but it's this. If you go on the right side, you'll go back onto the beach. If you go on the left side, you will go up along the top of the cliff that's above the beach. And if you passed your spot hidden, as you're looking up there, you think you see kind of a dark area in the cliff itself that could be a cave.
That'd be a place to get dry. But it's up on.
Did we get an estimate how big the island is when we flew over?
Oh, yeah.
Did we have any idea?
Maybe a mile wide at the most.
Okay.
A mile in diameter.
Not that
What does
big.
the sky currently look like?
It's lightly cloudy.
So in the horizon, no storm clouds, nothing out there that we can see.
No, not really. No.
Okay. Well, should we make a fire here or head for the cave and do both?
Let's go to the cave.
Yeah, I'd say cave.
All right.
Yeah, I think we should travel when we have daylight.
Was I
Not
able
at
to
night.
fashion a spear?
You can't at the moment. You can't find any dry wood.
Okay.
You can. Did you want to pick something up along the way, or?
Any
Yeah,
bamboo?
I'm looking as we're going.
Okay.
All right.
Is there something like bamboo here?
No, there's no bamboo.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
There are giant crabs too, if I remember, like coconut crabs. They're some of the biggest crabs in the world here.
Well, we'll probably look out. You said there was like a reef nearby, right, Tom? When we were looking over.
There's a reef all the way around the island.
Exactly. That's a hotbed for food. But do you want to go in the water? Because I'm not in a rush.
Yeah,
No,
it's at least
Tidal
a football
pools.
field away on all sides. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We need
Should
to
be tidal
eat
pools too.
spears and then take that damn shark out.
All right, let's check out the cave. Let's see what's in the cave.
All right. So you climb up along the top of the cliff, and it's not that hard to do. And you come to an opening Now, the cave is mostly obscured by brush and stuff like that. And you can see that there are a lot of plants, growing in front of it. So your guess is that there's not like a wild animal coming in and out. There's no indication that there's anything like that happening here. There are, as you're looking inside, spider webs and what you'd expect from a wild place.
Right.
You can't really see very deep inside because it's very quickly dark.
Mm-hmm. We need to get we'd have to get something started. But in terms of getting out of rain, this is a good spot to be in at least.
Well, I'm assuming that we might be able to find some dried.
Actually, that's a question. Actually, is the cave? If I touch the wall of the cave, is it wet? Is it dry?
Maybe 2 feet inside the cave, it's pretty dry.
Okay.
There's also no, I don't know if you know about caves. There's no breathing from the cave,
right. Mm-hmm.
So it's probably not very deep.
Okay,
Right.
That's
The
good.
spider webs aren't moving. They're basically
Well, you
stagnant.
probably see little spiders and things here and there in the corner, and nothing terrifying.
Okay.
But
But
still,
there's no airflow. There's no airflow, is what you're saying.
There's no airflow, so it's not like you're at a cavern or anything.
Right. It's just a little small crevice that we can crawl into.
But if you can guess, now if you go into the cave, you of course can see the light from the outside.
Right.
And it lights the cave up. I'd say the cave is probably, your guess is probably maybe 30 feet deep
That's not bad.
and fairly wide.
Okay.
It's got a kind of a low ceiling, so you probably bang your head.
Yeah.
But the ground is mostly sand.
can I
Boom!
find a rock?
Instant shelter.
Yeah. Can I find a rock?
Sure. Yeah,
I'll
there's
throw a
some-
rock in the cave.
All right, you hear it hit the back of the cave.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is good.
Right on.
All right, so shelter. So that's one.
So now
We need to deal food and water. And
We need wood.
Okay.
Yeah, wood too.
Can
Would
I
be
use
coconuts.
my natural world to forage for food outside
it would probably be survival, most likely.
or survival?
I mean, well, no, you could use your natural
Oh,
world.
okay.
Why don't you roll natural world?
Okie dokie. Of course, a 93. Wow, I'm just choking on my rolls today. Do I identify a poisonous mushroom as fully edible?
No.
Tom, can I make a
Only
luck
if you
roll?
push around.
Yeah.
Can I make a luck roll for dry wood? I'll start looking around.
You don't need to. There's no dry wood.
Okay.
It rains
All
at
right.
least probably once a day for an hour.
Yeah. We have to dry it out
But
first.
you know
at
what? You're
least.
looking for wood.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you
A
guys
dead
are kind
tree.
of trying to get yourself situated
Yeah, basically.
in this room. So we'll assume, Freddie, you've stepped out of the cave and you're following along the tops of the cliff. You're trying to look for wood.
I don't want to go anywhere by myself outside
Okay.
of anybody else's
I'll go with-
vision. I want a partner
I'll
to go
go
with
with
me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll assume you're not going very far either.
Okay.
Just along the cliff face. So as you're going along, you see some logs, things like that might be. You could break them up. You could let them sit out in the sun, protect them from the rain, and let them dry out. And they should be fairly good fuel.
Okay.
But do a luck roll for me.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to kick them or move them first.
Okay.
I'm not going to just start lifting logs.
Okay.
Thousands of worms.
89.
Okay. So you see them, and you can see that they're. You give them a good swift kick. You can see that there's a lot of termite damage, obviously, which actually might make them burn really well because they're quite aerated.
Right. Yeah.
But when you kick it, there's kind of a flash of brownish orange as something comes crawling out of the thing, out of the log.
That's
And you are suddenly faced with the giant Malaysian centipede.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, those things.
Run away! Run away! Run away!
That's dinner, man. That's dinner. We gotta get
Oh
it.
my god.
That's a lot of protein.
Yeah, don't.
That's a lot of dinner right there.
Aren't those things like poisonous
Run
or something?
away.
Highly
Sting you.
poisonous, extremely
Yeah.
painful bite.
Yeah.
Venomous
so-
or
Yeah.
poisonous?
Yeah.
Can you eat it? I don't know
That's
if
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
eat it.
I mean, we could probably cook. Well, I've got bigger problems right now. I
Well,
would
kill the
think.
thing first.
Let's kill it first.
All right.
There's
So
probably
you're
more
gonna.
than one.
What are you gonna try to do? Stomp it or?
Well, I'm assuming I've got my knife right there. You know, I'm holding it. I'll just go for a punch, you know, with the knife. Just try to
Okay.
squish it.
Why don't you go ahead and do a fighting
Wow.
roll?
42 out of 45.
All right. You punch the thing, and it sort of curls up when you do that. But you've squished it, so it's
With the knife, yeah.
Yeah.
It's squished.
it struggles for a few seconds, and then it stops. It curls up its little legs.
I'm like, well, I'm not that desperate yet, Freddy.
I
but-
don't think that I would
Go for
know, to be honest with you, I don't think I would know that it's poisonous or not. I don't have,
Maybe not.
huh?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. So I'll poke at the log again because we still need the log no matter what. I'll poke at that again, see if another one comes out or whatever.
Okay, you don't find another one, but you know that they're on the island.
Okay. Right on.
Alright.
I mean, I think if we cook anything, right, over a fire, you know, we're still going to have the meat.
So why don't we we should probably take one of these logs and put it inside the cave so it has a chance to dry out.
You know what else, Tom? Can I make a luck roll to see if I remember ever seeing these at like Papua New Guinea at the airport? You know, any vendors selling giant centipedes? Have I ever seen this before? Like
No,
fast food?
there's no tourism at this time, so you don't find things like
Yeah.
that. Marv, you had natural world. Do your natural world roll.
Alrighty. Hey, we still failed by 5. Oh, but
Spend a luck. Spend a luck.
Spend a lot. You think so? Okay.
Oh,
All
for
right.
fuck,
5
man.
points.
All right. Well, we'll give you 2 things then, just to give them to you. One is, insects are almost all protein and fat. So
Yeah.
desperately they'll serve
pretty
you
desperate.
as
They'll
food.
do.
But
Grubs.
from your vantage point at the cave, from the cave where you are, you can see down onto the beach. Okay. You have to come out of the cave a little bit to do it. Once you're out, you have a good vantage point from the beach. You notice that shark
No.
just keeps circling around and around. And that, as you pointed out earlier, that's not normal behavior.
Yeah, this seems highly unusual. Guys, look at this. It's just around and around. It's like it's patrolling or something.
I'm
Why
sure it
wasn't-
doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't get too much man around here, so it probably thinks we're dessert.
Maybe
I
it's
was gonna say,
protecting the island.
Maybe.
Well,
Protecting
I still
some
think we
plants.
still need to find water as the chief priority.
Yeah, I think
I should make a movie about a killer shark.
Brilliant.
I think it'd be a big hit.
So let's do this. At this point in time, your characters are tired, exhausted, hot.
Yep.
You found the
a
cave.
nice cool cave.
And with a very little bit of work, you can clear all the spider webs out.
Yep.
Get rid of all the spiders. There aren't ants and termites and bugs and things inside the cave, and it's cooler.
Yep.
So you guys rest.
Yeah.
As the sun finally goes down, the temperature outside drops a little bit. It never really gets below 70, but it becomes much cooler. There's a light breeze that you feel, maybe a few rain clouds go over and water everything and drop the rain. But when the clouds are not filling the sky, you have a big, bright full moon, almost full moon, that's shining down on you, lighting up the jungle quite well. I mean, you can almost go walking around at night, except right deep into the jungle.
Right.
It's not exactly completely comfortable, but you all probably manage to get some sleep. I'd like you all to do Constitution rolls.
Constitution.
Tom, can we put the coconut shells, the halves of the coconuts
Sure.
out in front of the cave to collect rainwater when it does rain?
We can use our jackets. We can use our jackets too to absorb the water and then wring them out to drink.
I'm sure we don't have too many jackets.
That's a good idea.
Shirts.
Yeah.
I've got a
Hey, we
suit
can take our
jacket,
shirts off
so-
too. We can take our shirts.
Well, we
I've
have
got
4
the
coconut
sears
halves.
That's
That's
definitely
8.
good.
Yeah, we've got 8 cuts.
Like water won't be an immediate issue, but we need to look towards long term.
Well, it's 90 degrees with 90% humidity. We
Yeah.
need to find
the
water
daytime.
all the time.
Yeah.
I passed my con roll.
I failed.
Okay. If you passed your con roll, you do fine. You sleep uncomfortably, but you sleep pretty much all night long. If you failed it, it's just the rock is uncomfortable. You toss and turn, and I'd like you to, like for the next day, you're going to take a 10% con penalty
Okay.
on any con roll that you roll.
Gotcha.
All right. Next day, the morning comes. The sun comes up on the opposite side of the island. It's on the east side of the island. And as a result, your side of the island stays pretty much in shadow for half the day. Now, I'm not saying half the day's gone by. It's morning. But this side of the island stays pretty cool.
Gotcha.
That's good.
I'd like to surprise everybody.
What's that, Marv?
I'd like to surprise everybody with, in my pack, I have sealed 1 full day's rations. It's 1,800 calories. So I was thinking we can split it. It's not a lot, but it's 300 calories a person. It's enough to give us a little bit of a morning boost. And it's food that you're going to digest well. And you're not going to be, queasy with, not being used to raw food from the jungle. So this might be a good kickoff to our very first day here.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well.
Fantastic.
No pemmican.
Oh.
You didn't
All right.
pack that?
Well, we can't. Can I use the centipede, body of the centipede to make snare traps? Just because I don't need real dry wood to make like those box, snare traps and put the centipede food right there.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Well, you just make kind of a trap box, using vines, and, you can use wet wood, or I can use some of the wood that we've dried overnight, and then take the centipede pieces and put them in there. You take a stick.
You mean as bait?
Yeah, as bait.
Use the centipede as bait.
What are you trying to trap here, Freddy?
Well, there's small rabbits, and there's probably squirrels and small little
I don't think
mammals
there's
all
going
over
to
the
be
place.
rabbits on this tropical island.
You'd be surprised what the different explorers have left here. There's probably pigs on this island, boars. They're
Maybe.
all over the place in the South Pacific.
Phil, is there a reason why we're only seeing the top of your forehead?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the camera. Sorry.
I thought you were doing something.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden.
I was working on the trap. No.
You were working on the trap.
Well, hopefully these boars of yours go for the centipede before the ants and termites get at it.
Well,
Alrighty,
even the
so-
ants and termites are a protein.
So the situation that we're in, the best thing to do overall is that we gotta kind of do something that'll help us in the long run as we go.
Agreed.
One thing that I think is very important is we need to get a better feel of the island and what we're actually have access to. I mean, he's hunting and hoping we get boar, but we don't know if there's boar on this island. So we need to know what we actually have access to. I suggest that, we each pick a task and see what we can accomplish during the morning time when it's cool. And part of that should be to get a better feel of what we actually have access to.
I say we break into teams of 2 so that nobody's by themselves. And, well, that's not going to really work, is it? How about a team of 3 and a team of 2? One on water and one on food. Or 2
there are
teams
6
of
of
3.
you.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
teams
there's 6
of
of
3.
us, so we can do 3 teams.
Yeah, or 3 teams of 2. One on water, one on food, and one on generally finding out where we are.
I could do
I would like to explore the island some more.
I
If
would
someone
too.
wants to go with me.
exploration. I could do
So
that.
I'll go with Judge.
I've got a pretty solid survival and nature skill, so
Oh, you do.
that could be.
I think we need to climb a tree and just see our basic surroundings, climb the highest tree we can. But
My instinct is we actually have to put feet to the ground and have a better look around of what we immediately have access
But how are we
to.
going to find our way around this jungle environment? How are we going to know which way is up? I mean, I'm the only one that has a compass.
We could trailblaze.
Well, I have a compass.
I have a compass also in my pack.
Okay,
That's
there you go.
To interject, it's not that big of an island, about
Right,
a diameter
it's
of a
true.
mile, which means that it's about a 3-mile trek to go all the way around it.
Right,
Yeah.
but once you're in the center of it, in any direction you turn, you won't be able to orient yourself.
Well, with the sun, you should be able to.
We do have the sun,
Yeah.
Well,
so
You
Right,
can
but-
see the top of the volcano from the beach.
Oh, wow. But
So-
not when we're in the jungle.
No, when you're in the jungle, you're surrounded by
Right, that's what I'm
trees
saying.
everywhere.
That's why one of us should have a compass. I have a compass, so I'll go with Judge. We'll go in one direction with the compass. Say we'll head east. We'll head due east. And we'll have another team with Marv go I don't know, northeast.
That sounds fair.
Well, let's instead of using the compass, you can use the compass points, but you are currently on the
Western side.
you're on the northwest side of the island. So
right.
you can either go right or left along the coast. If you go left, you're going right back to the beach.
Right.
If you go right, you're going the other way around the island. Or you can go up the volcano.
So I do
Now-
have a,
The picture was okay.
Go ahead,
The
man.
picture was a little misleading. It doesn't look like the slope ever gets so bad that you can't continue right up to the top of the mountain.
Okay.
So we
It's
could
about
walk up
600
the
feet
volcano.
What's that?
We could walk up the volcano.
You could
is what you're
walk up the
saying.
volcano. It's going to get steeper and steeper, but it's never going to get like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we'd have to like rock climb up this volcano. So I'm not doing that.
Probably not.
So who wants to do what?
Morgan.
so is the shark still there?
Yep.
That's really weird.
The shark
That's
seems
highly
to
up.
continue to circle.
I don't have shoes, so maybe I should stick closer to camp and do something closer to camp.
I will go. I have pretty good eyes. I will go take some reflective, something like the binoculars, and I'm going to go up the volcano to start looking for ships and planes and things that can actually save us.
So you want to walk up to the volcano?
Yes.
I'll go with Vance then.
Okay. So you got
What about the rest
Vance
of you guys?
and Manny. Does anybody else want to go up the volcano?
So the volcano is southeast of our current location, right? It's southeast.
Correct.
How
Yeah,
many-
approximately.
Okay, so me and Judge will go northeast then. If they're going to the volcano, we'll go northeast. But I'm most interested in finding game and water.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Meeks and Marv? What are you guys doing?
Well, what do you want to do, Marv? You're the survival expert. I always counted on you in situations like this.
Southeast. Southeast
Yeah.
is the only direction left.
Yeah, I would,
All right.
I like our idea of 2 parties of 3. So
Yeah.
there's Vance and Manford's heading Volcano. And who's
Yeah.
going with you, Freddie?
Judge.
Judge? Okay, so Mr. Meeks.
Yep. There might
should
be
we-
tidal pools down there by the southeast if we skirt along the shore. We might be able to pull some clams or whatever lives in those pools.
Just, we have to set a time that we're going to come back, or else we won't know anybody's in trouble.
Exactly.
We need to have a time that we can use on our watches to meet back at this location in X number of hours. And if somebody doesn't show up, we can know that we'll go to look. But the most important thing is that you need to leave a trail that we can follow when you're going through the jungle. You know, mark a tree with, you know, I'm assuming everybody has something, right? They can mark a tree with.
I have a toolbox of wrenches.
Yeah, so every 3 trees or whatever, notch a tree or something, make
Yeah.
a very clear path that we can follow.
You can literally just break branches. And
Or
stuff
if you
and-
need help, just start screaming really loud. This island is.
Yeah,
Oh, that's-
Mayo. We'd be
That's
okay.
a good
but
point.
You got the
Just a mile.
surf. We have the surf too, and the native birds and all that kind of stuff. We may not be able to hear anything.
We'll figure
I
it
don't
out.
want us to overcomplicate things. I mean, we are this. It's a small island. I'm sure we will be able to find each other should things go.
But I do like the hour mark to come back. So let's say like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
That's
Okay.
good.
Does everybody have a watch that's on their own or in
I'm
the team?
sure, definitely.
All
I
right.
do have a
Everybody probably
watch.
wears a watch.
Everybody had watches.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Meeks,
Awesome.
I'll be with you along the coast for gathering food that way.
All right. So
All right,
Which
and
who-
so
Good.
no, wait a second. Are we going in 3 groups or
We're
2?
going in
3 groups of 2.
Three groups,
pairs.
3 groups of 2. So Meeks and
Marv.
Newland are going south,
Southeast, right?
South-
back
Yeah.
across the beach.
Yep, to the other
Yeah.
side.
All right. Got to figure out which one's going to die. No, I'm just.
All
right.
For you, Tom.
All right, so let's do Freddie and Boris first. All right.
All right.
So you were heading along the coast in a clockwise direction. That's an easy way to think it. You've come out of the cave and you were heading to your right along the coast. Very shortly after you leave, the island lifts up so that there are between you and the ocean cliffs. So you're walking along the top of a ridge that just drops steeply down into the ocean, maybe 30, 40 feet. There's still no water. There's no waves because the reef keeps them away. You can still see that shark occasionally swim by. After maybe 40, 50 minutes, and the going is not easy because there are no trails. You are winding yourself between trees and bushes and, like you see, sort of blazing your way. You're cutting down bushes and stuff so that you're making sort of a little trail. Do a listen roll for me.
I got a hard pass.
I failed.
Okay. Well, Boris hears it first, but you notice that the sound of birds gets louder and more of a din in the air. As you're coming around the north side of the island, the cliffs that go down into the ocean, they've gotten much higher. So you're now about 100 feet above the water. But all along the craggly rocks of the cliff itself, there are birds. There are, looks like a whole area of frigate birds that are nesting in the rocks, hundreds of them. So the rocks are covered in bird poop, but it looks like they're in the nesting process.
Awesome. How close
Those are
is the
below us?
closest nest?
You would have to climb at least a little bit down the rocks. Would be a little precarious, but not necessarily, I mean, within 20 feet of you.
Within 20 feet, are there any
And
vines?
there's lots of things to hold. There's lots of rock to hold on to.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, if I took my belt off and maybe joined it to Judge's belt, and maybe looked for a vine or anything I could tie around my waist so that I'm not just out there by myself trying to reach the eggs. Like if I slip or something like that.
You don't find vines, but you do find enough places to where it doesn't look like it would be that dangerous. There's lots of rocks that you could put your arm around and get down to the next rock and then grab that. Think of it as it's rough because the birds have places here where they can build their nests. So there are places that would be definitely very precarious, but there's a lot of them that aren't.
So I'll go ahead. I'll go for it.
All right. What are you going for?
The closest, easiest one.
You're going for the bird? Are you going for its nest or?
Oh, I'm going for the eggs. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Do a dex roll.
Oh, 95.
Okay.
Out of 50.
Oh, shit.
But so you start down and you get close to this nest, and the bird is looking at you like, "Who the fuck are you?" But it's not moving, and as you sort of reach towards it, it gives you a good sharp peck on the hand, thinking that you're some sort of predator. Probably has never seen a human being. It pecks at you, and you almost lose your footing, but with a little bit of this, you get it to leave the nest, and there are 3 eggs.
Woo! Oh, take them being very careful with them.
So over the course of 40 minutes or so, you guys collect at least a dozen eggs.
Right on.
All right?
Woo!
So let's move now to Vance and Manford. You guys start your way up the jungle, and it's not easy getting through there, and you have to avoid a couple of areas that you think might have those giant centipedes. But eventually, you start to come out of the jungle. The plant life becomes more ferns and things like that. The angle of the mountain gets steeper, and eventually you come to a point where you are about to clear the ridge. You're 600 feet up. You look back and you can see that it's pretty much a circular island. As you get up to the top and you clear the ridge, the caldera of the volcano is about maybe 150, 200 feet across. Right where you are is not the highest part of it. The caldera is not flat. It's kind of sloped up. So it's like this.
Yeah.
The far side of it is higher.
Mm-hmm.
And it drops down maybe 10 feet or so and kind of flattens it out. There are a lot of sharp, angular rocks. There are ferns. There are mosses growing everywhere, and there's bird poop all over the place. Do a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. 35,
I
and
got a
that
14.
is regular success.
I'll spend a point of luck to make it an extreme success.
All right. You do notice some places where water from rain catches in the rocks
Nice.
and forms small pools. However, you also notice, because you got an extreme, you also notice that there is a lot of bird poop in the water, and dead insects and things like that.
No, we'd have to boil that stuff.
You have water purification pills.
True.
Mm.
At least it helped us at the start. So yeah, that
So
actually,
we found our water.
at least for the next month, basically, because once we run out of those purification tablets, we're gonna be
But
screwed.
at least Freddy won't have an ulcer now about finding water.
If I can, I'm gonna just take a walk around the caldera. I want to
Okay.
look at the other side of the island and see if I see that canyon from
Okay.
where we are.
Do another spot hidden for me.
Spot hidden. Nice, 12, extreme success.
Okay. So you're walking around to the other side, and you're realizing as you're doing it that if you were going to light a really effective signal fire, there's some flat areas right on the top of the very tippy top of the volcano where you might be able to do something like that. And they would be seen from a long way out to sea.
Yeah.
You look to see for what you thought was a canyon from the air, and you can see that it's a cliff ridge running down the side of the volcano to the sea, but you don't see any kind of a canyon.
Okay.
But you've got an extreme. So as you're walking, you look over. Vance is walking behind you. He's doing some minor exploration. You realize that in the center, near the center of the caldera, there is a large, wide fissure that seems to drop off into darkness. And you get the strangest feeling that something is watching you. And as you look around to see what it is, at first you think there is a tiny little person sitting on a rock near this fissure. You look, you're kind of, is it a monkey or something like that? But it's got some sort of a weird costume on. And a moment later, as you're walking, you realize that it is like a little fetish doll.
Oh, okay.
That is sitting there. Vance, you are sort of moving catty-corner to where he is looking, and you see the big fissure in the ground, and you start to notice things on the rocks. You notice circlets made out of flowers that have dried and rotted. But there's definitely signs that somebody's has been here, and they have made what looks like little native offerings. You can see bits and pieces of rotted fruit and things like that. And they all seem to be arranged around this fissure in the ground. Do you guys go anywhere near it?
I'm
check it
running
out.
towards it. I'm like, there's civilization.
All right.
Somebody's
People
been
on
here.
this
I'm
island?
excited. Like,
How old does the stuff look on it? Does it look like it's been sitting there for a while, or?
You find different stuff. You find stuff that looks like it's rotted away or has been here for a long, long time. You find stuff that looks fresher, nothing really that fresh, but, maybe weeks and weeks old, or, some of the almost like flower lays.
Yeah.
They look like, they could have rotted here for just a month or so. And as you approach the fissure, you can see that it's a hole. Now, the basalt that was the center of this volcano long ago crystallized. So it's kind of in the shape of large, odd, hexagonal shaped pillars.
Okay.
And they plunge down into the mountain, maybe 100 feet, and then you can see it sort of goes to the side so that you can't see down. You see stains all over the rocks. They look like dark brown stains. And you can hear the ocean from inside the caldera.
Okay.
As
Wow,
if
that's weird.
maybe this goes all the way back down to the ocean, some underground grotto that's filled with
Yeah,
the
that's
ocean.
the water. Yeah. Wow, that's kind of nuts. Is there anything in terms of the stuff that's laid around? Is there anything like that looks like you said, the main thing looked like a little person? Can I pick that up?
Yep.
Yeah. I pick it up and I look at it. What is it made of?
It's like a little carved wooden doll with palm fronds and stuff that have been woven into like a little headdress and stuff like that.
Okay.
It looks like, like, I don't know, you're not exactly sure.
Right.
It doesn't have feet. It has, it almost looks like, you'd almost think it's like the top half of a doll.
Yeah, I got you.
Like something a kid would carry around.
Okay.
And it doesn't really have human features. It's very primitive looking, and it looks like it's painted with some probably, natural paints.
So is there a way to get down, like to head?
Probably not.
If you had a rope, you might be able to figure out a way down, but you couldn't climb down because it's the pillars of rock are almost sheer straight up and down.
Oh, okay. They're not
They're quite smooth.
They're just,
No.
Okay.
Well,
I'll hold there.
I'll hold on to the doll and let's bring this back to the others and see what they think about it.
Well, think about this. If people come to this island, maybe they left like a boat.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
They have a dock, or they might have a map. From
our vantage point, we can see the shore all around. Do we see anything that kind of sticks out like that or no?
No, but what you can see is that there doesn't seem to be any other beach except the beach.
The one that we landed
that you came up on.
Gotcha.
So how do we get down here?
Oh, well, let's go back towards the jungle. Maybe we can just find some vines and stuff and work with the others to come up with some sort of makeshift rope.
Okay. And now, let's see, Hank and
Marv.
There you are, Marv.
So we're walking along, and I just want to set the scene a little. I've got my seersucker jacket on top of my head with my tie tied around it to kind of shade me from the sun. My pants are rolled up, and I'm just pants and pockets talking to Marv. Marv, when we get out of this, there's going to be a movie deal. We're all going to be rich. And I could see Gary Cooper playing your part. That's where I see this going. We're going to get out of here, and we're all going to be millionaires. Well, I'm already a millionaire, but you guys are all going to be millionaires. And Gary Cooper, that's just the start of it. Man, we're going to be strike it rich. Yes, sir. We just got to get off this tropical paradise. All right.
If we had a morale roll, you're trying very hard to bring up morale. You're succeeding, feeling a little better about it all. You've crossed the beach. You've crossed the beach, and you are now heading up. It's exactly the same as the other side, but in the opposite direction. So you're heading up. You're heading towards the south side of the beach.
So
I'm sorry. You've crossed the beach. You've gotten to the edge of the cliff, and you are beginning to go up into the jungle, but along the cliff side that drops down into the ocean.
Okay.
Do a spot hidden for me, both of you.
All right.
Boom, 38. That's a regular pass.
Right. How about you, Hank?
1 second. There we go. Failure. I'm too busy talking.
Okay.
I am building sandcastles in the sky about Hollywood.
You are too busy talking. And as he's talking, Marv, you look and you realize that there is a clear path that is going just maybe 20 feet along the cliff edge and then turning up into the jungle, heading towards the top of the...
Oh, wow, like an actual treaded...
An actual path.
Worn
now,
path.
there's growth, but it's obviously that the growth keeps getting cut back
Yeah.
or knocked back. That somebody's made a path.
Hank, look here. This is a path. I'm certain of it. This
Well, let's go. See? People come here. We're going to get rescued.
I think you're right. This is a good
Yes,
sign.
sir. Very
So
good sign.
Start going up that path, but still not rushing, because I want to keep my natural world survival, looking for food, berries, something or other.
So you're keeping your eyes here, looking for stuff as you're following the path.
And I'm walking.
but moving forward.
I'm looking where I'm walking because I have I don't have shoes, so I'm sure the sand is quite hot in the sun. So I'm always looking to either dig real deep into that sand to get under that heat, or to
At this point, when
carefully.
you're going into the jungle, it's no longer hot. So,
So much better. I like this already.
So
all right.
we're into the jungle now.
yeah, you're into the jungle and you're following a path, and you'd say that the path is actually maybe 7 or 8 feet wide, the way that it's been cut.
Yeah.
You start to see signs of actual things that have been cut. Doesn't look like they were cut recently, but a tree branch or something that would have been in the way has been removed. Both of you do spot hiddens for me.
Okay.
All right. 30 out of 50.
Success. 18 out of 30.
All right. The path leads about halfway up the volcano, and it comes to a small clearing.
Maybe there's a well.
And you can see a number of things, but up ahead of you, you can see that the path continues up to the top of the volcano.
Okay.
Directly in front of you is a large flat rock, and on either side of the rock are 2 large stone, almost like horns sticking up,
Right.
and hanging on the 2 horns from some sort of leather sinews or whatever, there are desiccated human heads.
Oh, this is not good.
This is not good at all.
Not good. Time
So-
to make a sanity check.
Take a couple steps back.
Sanity checks, yeah.
Oh crap.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
49,
Critical failure.
oh no. 49 out of 60. I make it.
I still say just 1d4 if you fail,
Okay.
and 1 point if you
1 point.
made it.
Yeah.
All right, so
this
it's
is
2.
not good. This is not good. And
What
this is
oh,
Every-
are they they're real human head?
Every indication from what you can see, some of them are just skulls, some of them have old rotted flesh, and some of them look like they're currently in the state of rotting.
That's really not good.
If either one of you have medical or,
I've got good first aid. I'm 40 at first
well,
aid.
that's not really first aid. Maybe natural world might work. if you
Okay,
wanna use
natural. I've got 40 at natural world. Should I roll?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Where did the die go? 1 second. Oh, there it is. 38 out of 40.
Okay. You'd say that there are maybe 3 of these heads that aren't any more than a month old.
Hank unscrews his flask, drinks about half of it, hands it to Marv.
Crap! This is so not good. If this is about a month old, Hank, this is. And back on the path, did you see that big branch that was broken off? I mean, this is maintained. They come here regularly.
To what do they do here? So, are there stains on that stone?
Yes.
Brown
And you're almost
stains.
dead sure they're blood stains.
Oh
Not
boy!
good,
Oh
not
boy!
good.
Oh boy! Are there any knives or anything like that? Any weapons of any kind lying around
Nope.
here?
Nothing like that.
Any structures of any kind? Nothing. Just the stone.
Not really. No. Now,
Why?
I think, at least for the 2 of you, it becomes obvious that the South Seas Islanders, some of them are headhunters and cannibals.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want to, we're almost at 8, but I've still got a little bit to go, if that's okay.
I'm good.
All right. Let's say that after all of this, you all end up at your rendezvous point back at the cave. Freddie and his team have shown you that you guys have fresh eggs and possibly birds if you need to eat them. Vance and Manny show you some of the artifacts they found at a fissure on top, and the other two of you show them that there are cannibal headhunters that come to this island on a regular basis.
Gentlemen, bad news. We have regular people that come here, but they're a bunch of rotten savages. They're killers. Horrible sight we saw. We may have to be prepared for when they land. We may have to fight them for our lives.
Oh,
Because
okay. Jesus.
Unless they live
Fantastic.
on the far side of the island, because we still haven't been on the other half of the island. We've just explored this half.
Well, other than the little artifacts and stuff that we found up there, and there is a place up there where you can get water on the top of the caldera.
Yeah, well, we were looking all around. There's no other signs
There's no signs of
buildings.
habitation or something like that.
Oh, so you were able to see the other side of the island?
Yeah, I saw where the ridge. What do you call it? What was the word you used? Not ridge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was
kind of
rich.
an embarkment
The
coming
edge
up.
of the
Right.
caldera?
Yeah, that leads down to the ocean. But that's all that we saw.
And the only signs now that you have is that trail. So you imagine they come to the beach, they go up the trail, they do whatever they're going to do, and then they go up to the top of the volcano and do something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
there was a trail
And then
from
they
the
leave.
sacrifice area up
right.
the
There
side.
were more stains at where we found these dolls.
We need
And-
to equate we need to equalize the battlefield here. We need to make some spears because at least they're like Stone Age technology here. We're not encountering people with guns. We just
Well,
need to arm ourselves and
Well,
do
even-
maximum.
Of course, we do want to arm ourselves for protection, but there's a chance that if we could see them ahead of time, especially since they have to come and land their canoe, I would assume, or something here, we'd probably have a chance to get in the cave and hide in there while they were doing their stuff.
Right, and at least it's defensible because we only have to protect the front entrance. But we
Right.
need spears. Were we able, Tom, to locate wood that would make a spear?
I'll say that seems reasonable. Yeah.
Okay.
Right on. So I'll chop down and file the ends for everybody so we at least have 6 spears.
All right. So over the course of the next couple of days, you guys probably do any more exploring that you can on the island. You also realize, you make certain assumptions. You assume that the natives probably don't even know that cave exists
Right.
because there was no indication that anybody's been, not even animals. You also begin to realize that there's no animals on the island. Probably the island's just not big enough to support enough animals for the animals. So you don't find any signs or any trails like that.
not even rats or anything like that.
Crabs?
Nothing.
What
I
about
probably-
crabs? Any crabs?
You don't run across any crabs at the moment.
Okay. Most likely, if we did get anything, we'd have to pretty much rely on birds and eggs and things of that nature.
Oh,
Well, if we're going to build a signal fire, we should build it in the caldera.
Yeah,
we
but
should build it at the highest peak we can.
Well,
But the
Based
problem
on
is,
these little things, they obviously go up there. So if we put something up there, they're gonna know that we were here.
we need to make an SOS on the beach for planes. There's a bunch of rocks. Maybe we can use rocks and make an SOS on the beach.
We could be lighting a fire and letting them know.
Do
that
we
we're
really
here.
want to
but I
let them
mean-
know we're here?
No, but I'm saying conflict's inevitable with them if we want to get rescued.
Or
Here-
here's an idea. If it looks like what the sacrifice is about a month ago, and the corpses are maybe a month spread out. If we wait till they come, then when they leave, we've got 30 days. So the second they leave, if they come in, we put up the bonfire.
We'd probably
So
want to
that-
wait a couple of hours because they'd see us from too close.
Oh yeah, maybe even wait a
Well,
whole day. Let them go
give you-
a day and
give
then
you a
do
cup-
a month of it.
Give you a couple of pointers. One is you're pretty sure tonight's going to be that full moon.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay?
Oh,
And two, when you're in the
Uh-oh.
jungle, you can barely see one another.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're if they have torches or something at night, you could almost be, well, you could watch everything that they did and they wouldn't see you out there. They don't expect anything to be on the island. If you put a big SOS, they would immediately know
That way.
We
yeah.
just-
This is my
steal a boat?
idea.
that infidels.
Exactly. When they're doing their sacrifice and we know they're there, we go down to the beach and steal their boats and get off the island.
Well, maybe we steal a boat or two, and then we put holes in the other boat so they can't follow
Well,
us.
the thing is that
Sure.
we know because I made a map, right? We know, and I made a map with a compass, right? So we know which way to go once we get into the ocean with our boats. The problem that you guys seem to possibly be overlooking is white and 25 feet long and could probably take out an outrigger once we get out to sea. Because for whatever reason, I don't know who you guys pissed off in another life, but this shark has got it for us. Is it still out there?
I have
All
an
right.
idea. We'll
Okay.
take one of them captive and throw it to the shark while we're.
I think they're going to
Anyway.
know that we're on the island because they're going to see our tracks. They're going to see that the jungle's been disturbed. They're headhunters. They make it their business to know they hunt humans. I mean,
Oh, we really.
The boat
We
may
don't
dock
really
in
know.
another area where the shark doesn't go. Maybe it's another part of the island.
I don't see any other option. We surprise them, or we just take their boat when they're not looking. It's the only way we can get off the island.
let's vote.
You know, we have to try.
Let's make a vote. Who's all in favor of the boat plan?
Hold on.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Did
Before
you, rich
anybody
guys?
starts voting, here's another question: does anybody even know how to, like, steer a boat?
I've rowed before.
No.
A
We
boat?
It's
have
better
a-
than starving to death on this island
And
forever.
We have a compass.
The boats they're going to show up with are probably not going to be motorized.
No, we're going to be rowing, but we know that we came basically by I've got the time intervals, and we know basically how fast the plane was going. We can figure it out. Do you want me to make a roll to figure out how long it would take us to get back rowing?
Yeah, we have two compasses.
Because I obviously I don't have the paper anymore. That's probably gone, but I did make the map. Can I remember, kind of approximate what it would take for us to get back?
We were talking 100 miles back to Pohnpei.
Yeah.
And we didn't see any other islands on the way here, did we?
Oh
Yeah,
no, we did.
maybe.
There was remember there was an all sand island.
You're right.
I mentioned islands, but you actually saw quite a few islands.
Okay,
They
so
just weren't good for filming.
and we have a course, right? I did put the course down with my compass. So maybe we could try the boat thing.
Okay, if these people are coming here to kill people, if we wait and ambush them, the people who they're going to kill that we save might have a better job of getting us out of here than us just hijacking a boat.
Well,
What if
Good
they're
point.
sacrifices?
Because we know kind of where the island is and kind of how far away we are, but we are not experienced at this ocean travel. And
Yeah,
once you're out
100
there on those waters, I'm sure things are not going to go our way.
Right, and
Well, the thing
especially
is-
sailing per se. So if we get
especially with our big fish friend out there.
yeah, if we go save the people that they're gonna come here to kill, those people might be able to help us. So I say we ambush them at their little rock, their little altar or whatever. That's what I'm thinking.
So I
Well,
like
Find nice
that
little
if-
ambush places to hide.
as
Is there
long as
cover?
their numbers are not massive. You know, if they come on with
Well, that's
maybe
we
10 or
if their
so.
numbers are massive, then we're
yeah, we're hosed if
we
it's
can't make too many assumptions here. I say that, in my opinion, our safest bet is to ambush them and try to get their captives to help us
yeah.
after we save them.
Right.
Well,
And
there are
obviously,
known-
once they're gone, we definitely would have the boats, even though we still have to deal with the risk of being out there. But basically, we have a bit more in our pocket for the next 30 days, so to speak.
There's another option, and that is we observe how many come ashore. If it's doable, we go with Vance's plan. If it's not doable, we see that there's way too many to do it, then we could go for the boats.
No, but if we get in position, because by that point it's already gonna be too late for us to navigate our way through the dark. We don't have light. We have to get
Yeah,
there
It
before
would be
the
nighttime.
before
Right.
it's. I mean, the moon will give us a certain.
Basically,
degree. We already
if-
have to be in position.
If we set up
And-
the ambush point and we stay there, one way or the other, if there's too many people or if we feel like we can, if it winds up being there's too many people, we have to stay put until they leave.
But I mean, even if if they go to that central rock place and we see that there's way too many of them, they go up the volcano and then we can go back down and get the boats. It's not one or the other. If
All
we
right.
want to,
Yeah.
I agree. There's a couple
I
things,
agree.
gentlemen. A couple observations. There are known knowns. We know what we know. We know that they come to the island. We know that they practice some sort of sacrificial thing. And then there are the unknown unknowns, like how many we know. We don't know how many people are going to come. We don't know who the prisoners are going to be or who the sacrifices are. What if they're willing sacrifices? They may not be inclined to help us.
we can't just assume the worst on everything. We have to try something.
And then there are the unknown unknowns, what we don't know. And I would like to loop back to Freddie's point that we can observe and then make a
Learn.
decision.
But I'm saying
It-
we
this
can
is-
observe.
It's like a court case. It's like a court case. You don't know until you get discovery what the other team has. And
But we
then
can
you
do
adjust your
that
plan when you get that
in the
information.
jungle. We can do that in a more advantageous spot than
I
from
don't
here.
disagree. I don't
Yeah.
disagree.
Well,
Yeah.
from your cave, you can see onto the beach.
Right.
There you go.
Can we
You can
see
see
part of
clearly
the
on the
trail
beach.
from the cave? At least
No,
part of
but
it?
you know that it's on that other end.
Okay.
And you can get to the trail. Instead of going onto the beach, you can go up along the ridge to the other side and you intersect the trail.
And we also have 2 pairs of binoculars, and it's going to be a full moon. So we should be able
See everything.
relatively well.
Now,
You
I like,
also have the way that you went up to the top on your side.
Yeah.
And
Right,
and
right.
perhaps in the last
Yeah.
couple of days,
yeah.
since you know there's water up there, you've been going up and down that side.
I'm also interested to see how the shark interacts with these guys,
All right.
because it seems like the shark is going to go after food because that's what sharks do, and this one seems to love human flesh. So unless they've got some sort of special relationship with this shark, I think the shark might be on our side.
Yeah.
So
Well, this thing does seem to be a little smarter than your average shark, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
it
too
came
much.
right,
for
but he
you when you
likes
went
human
for the
food, and
coconuts.
they are humans.
So let's move forward. The night comes. You guys are all up by your cave, but you're all hidden in the jungle so that you can see that beach. And of course, the moon comes up, and from the you are facing west. So as you're facing west, the sun has gone down on that side. So the moon's coming up behind you. above the thing. But when the moon is getting close to the zenith, off in the distance, you can see 3 lights on the water that are heading in your direction, heading towards that beach. As they get closer and closer, what you see are 3 large outrigger canoes. Looks like there are 8 or 9 men in each canoe.
Oh, no.
And in the center canoe, there is somebody who looks like they're more important than the people who are rowing. They've got feathered, headdress on, and this person is sort of half standing in the front of the canoe. And as they come towards the reef, you can see that it must be a gap in the reef, because they head towards the gap in the reef and they start coming through. And as they do, you see the one in the front raising his hands up like this. And with the moonlight and the clarity of the water, you can definitely see that great white shark. And the great white shark does absolutely nothing. It just keeps swimming around, but it doesn't go anywhere near the boat. They come to the beach, and you see who you're guessing is like the shaman. He, bows down and he touches the island with his hands, and they start playing these native drums, and they've all got torches and they've all got spears, and 8 of them stay on the beach with the boats.
Damn it.
And 16 of them start up. Now, not all 16 are these people. 3 of them seem to be prisoners. They have their hands tied behind their backs, and they are not dressed in any kind of ceremonial clothing. And to some extent, they're being forced forward, but they seem to be broken. They're not resisting. And then the dog barks and scares us all. Let's take a couple second break right there. We'll come back to that.
Oh, they're staying behind to guard the boats.
Before times where I was going to tack on was like, well, your unknown is you're just going to assume they're going to leave the boats unprotected.
Yeah, and 8. There's 6 of us. Oh,
look whose plan turned out to be the best plan.
Yeah, it's just,
well, there's 16 heading up there, though. That's twice the number.
The question is, do you want to follow and see what they're doing?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
See these
Shit.
That's our chance. This is our opportunity.
Okay, you're back, Freddie. We waited for you.
I need another sanity check. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, you guys can do sanity checks if you want.
Okay.
Jeez.
I don't want to. Yeah. Oh, nice. I got an 02 success.
All right. So if you pass, just take 1 point of damage.
Good.
If you fail, just take 2.
Okay.
So Vance wants to follow, or at least work his way over there and see what's going on. Does anybody want to go with him?
I'll go with him.
Oh yeah, I'll go with them.
Absolutely.
Yep, going with him. Going with him.
All right, so you're all going to sneak. All right. I'll make it easy.
Okay, good.
Are you going to sneak over to the altar area, or are you going to sneak up to the top of the volcano? Which one?
What do you guys think?
I'm going to the altar area.
Okay.
I think they're heading first.
Okay.
Can we avoid, if we can avoid the beach by going to the altar area, I'd rather go to the altar area.
Is there cover around the altar area?
Yeah, on either side. I mean, it's jungle all over the place. So,
yeah. Let's go to altar area then.
All right. Well, they seem to be going slowly. It's very ceremonial. They're banging on drums. they're taking slow. So you actually managed to get to the altar area beforehand. The ceremony that you see seems to be a kind of maybe almost ancestor worship. You didn't realize it before, but they actually were bringing heads with them. They had, like some of the warriors were carrying these heads. They were strapped to their belts. And they do some sort of a ritual. It doesn't take long. And they hang these from the pillars. They then start marching the three people up to the top of the cliff. Just for the fun of it, we'll say that you guys managed to work your way back around really quickly and get to the top of the cliff so that you're in a point where you can see what they're doing. They lay gifts on the rocks, little statuettes, little lays of flowers, and they take these three obviously drugged individuals right to the edge of the fissure. The shaman does some sort of ritual magic. You don't see magic, you just see him doing all of this stuff. And then when he gives the word, they shove the three bodies into the fissure. You hear them scream, you hear them hit, and a few seconds later you hear a splash, distant splash down in the tunnel.
Wow.
And there's a moment of silence, and then the natives all rather quickly begin moving away back down the path, almost running.
Okay.
Like they're afraid of something?
Yeah, apprehensive about something, definitely. And just as they you're still sort of there, and they've gotten out of sight, you hear almost an animal-like roar come from inside that caldera.
I'll peer over the edge and look down.
Oh, you're going to actually go all the way over to the...
Are you going to go to the fissure or no?
Yeah, because we're
They're
close.
gone.
Yeah, they're gone. I'll take a look. I'm just out of curiosity. This is bizarre. I mean, there's a headhunter. I mean, the headhunters are obviously not down there. They're leaving.
Right. When you look down into it, you can see where it slopes to the side, and because the moon is literally right over you, shining down, and you can see that it's smeared with blood. Because the people would have fallen about 100 feet and hit that rock and then slid down into it.
Jeez.
And you can hear the ocean down there, and you can hear something splashing around down in
Not just like the ocean slopping around. But
it sounds like a fight, and maybe you hear the sound of a couple of people calling out in pain, and then it goes quiet. And you see from where you are, you see the people get into their boats and head off to sea. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Okay.
Bet it's that shark.
Yeah.
We have 30 days, gentlemen. We have 30 days.
Our players included Stuart Lively, Morgan Llewellyn, David Kennedy, Aaron Denamore, Phil Greeley, and Jesse Pohnpei, with myself as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd also like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.